There's no Facebook audio.
All right, let's see. See if we get any audio out there. We're gonna do a quick little test here and see what we're doing. Welcome everybody. We're gonna make sure everything's up and running before we get the show started tonight. It's gonna be a fun show. I'm excited. You getting audio on your end? If you guys are in the chat at all and you guys can hear me, drop where you're watching from tonight because we actually have the most live watchers I think I've ever had yet. So that's pretty cool. LB Shane almost broke 100. I think we might break 100 tonight. We're like 9 away. So if we could break 100, that'd be pretty damn cool. So if you guys didn't hear any of the intro music, I am so sorry. There wasn't barely anything. So just listen to the stream tomorrow. It'll be pretty cool. We had a lot of cool little sound effects, a lot of cool stuff tomorrow on the downloading side. So you're going to hear a lot of the rough audio tonight while we do this live, like you do every week live. But tomorrow, when we do it streaming on Apple and everywhere else, it's going to be fun. So, all right. Sound good on your end?
We are good to go.
Well, now you're gonna echo. Because that's my fault.
We're good. We can move.
We're on screen. So, all right. Sorry for starting late, guys. We did have some technical issues that we worked out. But, hey, thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. And if you sound good over there, we're going to go. You echoed real quick, didn't you?
Yeah.
I told you would.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. My head.
All right. All right.
All right. Let's go.
Put you down there. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to Season 4 of the Gaining Fast on Memphis podcast. Each week, we connect melodies and memories with fans, artists, and passionate-driven individuals in and around the music community. I'm your host, Aaron Schreiber. Today, we are presented by our good friends over at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. You can find them at arlorevolution.com. And our on-screen sponsors every week, Art on a Higher Wire by Joel L., original custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. Find her all over Facebook, as well as my good buddy Corey Oliphant of the original church choir. It's great to see their name on there every week. But we thank each one of our sponsors for continued support and growth of the show. If you are out there looking for ways to continue to support our show, the heart and soul, I have to throw that in there this week, of our show is our Patreon page. Tiers start at just $1. You can find the link in the show notes today. If you're looking to advertise with us, if you have a business, anything to show on the screen, we do have 2 more on-screen sponsorships left on our Patreon page. Check it out if you want to advertise. It's a pretty cool little place. You can see your logo displayed on the screen and the show notes. And if Patreon is something you can't do, which is something we just did recently, it was phenomenal. We hit top 30 again. And Alec Baldwin was number 1. I would beat this guy one week, but we were on the Apple Podcast charts. And we were 29 spots away from Alec Baldwin, which was phenomenal. But all those 5-star reviews you guys give us on Apple, all the downloads has been helping. So anywhere you can find the show, you can like, share, review, and subscribe. Especially if you're an iPhone user, the little Apple Podcast app really helps us every week. But if you are listening to this show back and it's not a Tuesday night, join us on Tuesday nights as we stream live every Tuesday for a good time. And you can interview kind of with the artist, because if you have a question, you throw it in the chat, I'll show it up there. So if one of your favorite artists is on, join us, because we have a really cool lineup coming up. I'm going to be posting some new shows soon. But if you are a part of our Patreon, I do want to throw it up here real quick. We do have a giveaway we do monthly. This is our current giveaway we have, and it is pretty cool. We have a little revival package, and we had Randall King on a few weeks ago, and it's a little revival Randall King package, and yeah, we got some cool stuff. But I am going to throw some heart and soul items in there as well. So we'll be announcing that before we draw the winner next week. So that'll be a fun one. All right, guys. So before we move on to the show, if you are watching, we did finally break 100, which is awesome. I got a special guest I'm going to bring on. He kind of tipped off he was going to be on it too. And he has cool announcements to make. So we're going to bring on Mr. Scott Staples and join us for a little bit. What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Dude, I'm hanging in there. How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a special guest. Maybe a guest, but
surprise guest. So no. So you want to talk a little bit? Church is going back out on tour. Tell us what you want to kind of drop tonight.
Well, needless to say, as soon as the tour started coming out, I'm getting messages and texts. Okay, where we doing a party at? Where we doing a party at Staples? So, man, come on, y'all. I don't know. I said, let's just figure this out logistically. Got a little feedback from a few different people, and I'll just go ahead and put it out there. Kind kind of decided to wait, try not to have one this year in 2021 because who knows how the restrictions are going to be in different cities. But thanks to the feedback from everyone and you whenever I talk to you in Lynchburg. But March 10th, 2022, it's on a Thursday night. We're coming back to Chicago just because that party was a damn good party. We're going to have a part 2 in Chicago. It's going to be at Wrigleyville North. That's just 2 blocks from Wrigley Field. So we don't have to hop on the bus like we did at the last.
Another 1 a.m. photo.
So we can just stagger 2 blocks if we're still standing by the end of the night.
I will be.
Going over to Wrigley Field, take a group photo there. But yeah, we're a little closer to Wrigley Field at this location. It's the address is 3900 North Sheraton Road. Thanks to Irish Dave for hooking us up on a party location. The drink packages was a huge success at the last party, and I've already got confirmation they are coming back. For you all that wasn't there, I think it was about $40 all you can drink for 3 hours. Jack Daniels was included. There was not hardly anyone standing at the end of the night. So the packages are coming back. I'm going to create an event page where we can get feedback, see how many people that's going to be interested in this, where we can work on and getting some music. One thing I want to make sure that I mentioned, there's no food at this place, but Dave did tell me he's hoping to have a food truck, whether it be a food truck that he's opening or a different food truck that we get outside the bar.
Taco Thursday.
Yeah, someone else brought that up too. I was telling someone about that earlier, and tacos amazing. But that's one of the parties. Also, a few weeks after Chicago, Kara Peterson and I believe Lori Pino's in on this, and I told them if they need any help, that I'd be glad to help. But the party is coming to New Orleans. Couldn't think of a better place for there to be a party on the tour is New Orleans. So, and I just want to encourage some people, if you want to have a get together party in some other cities, get one started. We'll show up.
Yeah, that New Orleans one is shaping up to be a really
yeah, you're really. Oh, and one more thing, we're gonna try to work on group hotels for Chicago because the bar has a 20-person party bus that will pick us up from a central location and take us back at the end of the night. So we would not have to worry about renting a bus. Dave has got us taken care of.
Hell yeah. And one thing about Chicago that I can't stand now, and I can't stand, but I'm sad to say that Eric has outgrown my childhood venue here in Chicago, and he's no longer at the Rosemont Horizon Allstate Arena. He's moved to United Center. So everything shifts from Rosemont to downtown area into Chicago. So it's going to be completely different this year than it has in the past. So yeah, it's kind of sad for me because I love that arena, even though it sounds like shit.
Southside.
So, all right, Stables. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We're going to get you back next season, I promise, as a guest. I told you, January, you're coming on as a guest. I ain't going to let you say no this time.
We'll take it at him.
All right, dude. You take it easy, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, man.
All right, guys. The reason everybody is here, we're going to start off. So we're going to have a fun night. Unfortunately, if you guys saw our message earlier, Luke, Dick, and Davis had to cancel tonight. Songwriters Fest in Key West definitely outgrows us for sure. Go for it and have fun. So I definitely agree. But we still have what?
Outgrows us?
Yeah. Well, hey, that's bigger. Hey, that's bigger than us any day, every day. Told Luke to run for that, man. So we do have Spillman and Singleton joining us later on here tonight. So once we get down to their little sections of the album. So the reason you guys are really here, though, or who I'm going to introduce next, is what I'm thinking. But tonight we review the new album from Eric Church, Heart and Soul. When I thought about this show, I had to bring on Taylor and Chris. There was no way I would do an album review show without them. And plus, other than Tucker, if you take him out, they're the 2 most downloaded episodes ever of this Gaining Fast on Memphis podcast. So Taylor's 2 episodes away, or 2 downloads away from 200, unless she hit it today. I don't know. I haven't checked it lately. So if you guys haven't downloaded her episode from way back when, Download it. Get her to 200. So go ahead and hit that music. Let's bring them on in. What's up, y'all?
There he is.
What's up, Johnson? How you doing tonight, man?
How y'all doing?
Good, good. Dude, you guys ready for this? You guys done your homework?
It's been a long day.
So where are you residing at tonight, Johnson?
I'm in Ocala. I just got back from Dallas last weekend. I was actually in Durant. I was actually at the casino where the first show was going to take place Saturday and Sunday. So
Nice. So if everybody is out there, looks like crap, I can put that there. If anybody's out there got the pit tickets, it's gonna be fun. Or ain't got tickets for that show at all.
I put masking tape down on the ground. Like I already have my spot reserved. So you guys are.
I heard Taylor already had a chair there, and I heard Jane already hired a waiter.
I can speak on all three of those, and all three are correct.
I'll stumble in sometime now. So, all right, guys. So this has been fun. If you guys did not see earlier, I shared images of the sheets I sent over them for them to kind of go over all the notes and all the fun stuff. Yeah. So you guys ready for this? Let's see.
I want the buzzer.
What was that? Oh, you got your buzzer, don't you? Here, Jillian wanted a buzzer, so we're gonna let Jillian hit her buzzer real quick.
They need a buzzer for me and Chris.
Raise it up a little bit higher. All right. So if you guys didn't see earlier, the directions or the rules I kind of gave them was I want them to listen to the new album a day or two prior to the show and fill out each section of each song while listening to that song in the notes and put down anything you'd want to discuss during the show. So each of us are going to get 30 seconds to personally review each song. Jillian will hit that buzzer at the end. And then after we each personally review the song, we'll have 90 seconds to kind of discuss it. Later on, we will have Singleton and Spillman coming on to help tell us stories about when they wrote with Eric and just kind of the process. So it'll be coming on about an hour or so. But so yeah, we're going to kick it off to Heart on Fire. So the rating that we did give, if you guys didn't see that, I wish I would have screenshot and threw it up here. Number 5 could be the best Eric Church song you've ever heard. Number 4 would be Damn Chief, that was a jam. 3 was, okay, let's hear this one live. 2 was What Was Church Thinking? And 1 was my favorite, which I did give a song a number 1, which I will say. And it's Rascal Flatts would have done it better.
That was my favorite.
Did you guys give a number 1 at all?
I gave like 7 of them.
Damn, I wish I was drinking again. This is going to be a fun night.
You said you wanted the truth, right?
Yeah,
See, I don't feel so bad about what I've got to say now because I know Chris is going to make mine sound really good.
I actually went through my notes when I got out of the shower and got getting settled in, and my notes aren't that bad. Like I didn't crucify any of the songs, but
There's a couple that I don't really have anything to say about. It's going to take about 5 seconds, and you can have my other 25 seconds.
Yeah, and that's a lot for you because you have
okay, well, we got a little bit of time. We're only 23 minutes late, so that ain't too bad. So we can make it up a little bit. But all right, so we're gonna start off, ladies first. Heart of Fire. It is off of the Heart album. This song was written just by Eric Church. It was the first one that he did bring to the table for this entire project that he did. Actually, no. What am I doing? I'm jumping into things, y'all. You guys forgot about the whole pre-album thoughts. Taylor, so going into the album, what were your thoughts and what songs did you listen to going into Heart and Soul?
Okay. What I listened to was Stick That in Your Country Song, Hell of a View, Bad Mother Trucker, Leonard Skinner Jones, Lone Wolf, Never Break Heart, Crazy Land, and Doing Life. Oh, and Jenny. I heard Jenny that one time.
So you dug a little bit into it then. All right.
Yeah, and then I was like, I want to stop and I don't want to hear the whole thing before it comes out. So everything else I was just like, I'll wait. I was really excited to see what he came up with. The whole 28 days or whatever it was in the cabin, and so many awesome songwriters there with him. And I knew that this was the past year, y'all know, has just been awful. So I was just excited to see if it was going to turn it around and give us some good music.
Hell yeah. All right, Johnson, what about you? What songs did you listen to prior to your first full listen to the album, and what were your expectations going into it?
I'm not a big fan of albums. Like, maybe one or two, but like the three is way too much because to me, you just get diluted, and much like what happened with this album, but I was obviously excited like everybody else was. And we knew a lot of the songs that were coming. Like we got teased during the Corona stuff. Like we got teased with a couple of the live streams. It had like Jenny and Never Break Heart and Ray-Bans. Like we were getting little pieces and it was enjoyable. But once the releases started happening, I listened to a couple of them. I'm trying to remember which ones they were. I've had a bunch of stuff going on the past few days. So, but like Leonard Skinner Jones was one that I listened fully through. And obviously when Ray-Bans got cleared, I listened to that and cried for like 3 hours straight. But besides that, like I didn't dive, like I never heard, what is it? Break It Kind of Guy. I never heard that until like the album came. Like I saw that it was released and I never listened to it. Stick That in Your Country Song, I listened to the one time because it came out and we just needed something. And then I never listened to it again until this came out.
Cool.
That's how I was by it.
So I was stubborn. I'm not a fan of these early releases because I know how Eric makes albums. Eric has always made albums and hope for singles. That's always what he said. And I heard Stick in Your Country Song. I was excited for new church music, so I listened to that one. And Hello View, I heard that because I watched the award show. So I heard him sing it during the award show, but I didn't hear the recorded version of it. But after Stick in Your Country Song, I think it was the next one was Bad Mother Trucker that came out, and I hated the song. The first time I heard Bad Mother Trucker, it was written by Casey Beathard. I'm a huge Beathard family fan. I even straight up told Tucker, I remember calling it Bad Mother Tucker one night. And I told him, I'm not a fan. He's like, you're not a fan of that song? And my opinion changed a little bit on the song. And we'll get to it on the review. But so that was just my thing. After I heard that, I was like, I gotta hear the album. And I withheld. So I didn't see any of the videos, any of that stuff. I think Jillian caught me in Live Oak last week or in Nashville when they actually aired the Hell of a View video on this big screen. It was the first time I ever saw it. And it was cool as hell. I was like lost watching this video. It was just cool as shit. I still haven't gone back and watched them all. I got pieces of it, but
yeah, I didn't watch any of those videos they put out.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them either.
I'm going back and slowly trying to watch them all now. But I was like, I really didn't like. I love Apple Music's Country Riser playlist. I love that. But every time I would hear like an intro to like a song, I'm like trying to flip it off really quick and everything else. I'm like, I don't want to hear this music. I lost when Bad Mother Trucker. I lost it. But going into this album, I was definitely very surprised to hear that Casey Beathard was there the entire time. So if a lot of people don't know, probably about 5 weeks prior to Eric going to North Carolina, Casey Beathard lost his son. And him going to North Carolina with that state of mind, I already have chills just even talking about it. I knew this album was going to be something different. And I would pay top dollar to hear Casey Beathard and Eric Church album all the way through. Because these two have been writing together since Sinners, and some of the best songs have came from these two guys. And the minute I knew Casey was in North Carolina, I was like, holy shit, this is going to be something that's going to be mind-blowing. So yes, I knew Casey would be a big part of this and would bring a big table to it. I was definitely expecting a little bit of a Bob Seger-esque classic rock album. I figured that's what Church is always reinventing himself every album. So I'm like, he's going to go classic rock. He's done like the Outsiders, like the modern rock or the class or like the, whatever, rock now and stuff. But I'm like, he's going to go classic rock and all that. And I feel like Heart went that way. But yeah, so 3 songs is what I heard going in, and I was excited for it. But so we'll jump into it, and we'll go to Heart on Fire, and we'll start with Taylor. So Taylor, we're going to give you 30 seconds. Just give us your personal review of it, and during that personal review, give us your favorite lyric. And go.
I gave Heart on Fire a 4. I think I'll stick with that. I think it's a really good start to the album. It kind of gives you a feel of what you're getting into with it. I love Joe's voice in this one, which you could say about the whole album, but I love how she's showcased here. I think the keyboard adds a different element to it that we haven't heard before, and I love that. I think that's awesome. I think the opening lyric is my favorite. The Roosevelt Road was too much for my old truck. It paints a picture, and I love stuff like that.
Oh,
So I think this is, like I said, it's a good start to the album.
she's over here laughing because she got to throw her.
I can't with the buzzer. 'Cause it sounds like I'm booing her.
It sounds like the gong game.
Yeah, like I can't with the buzzer, y'all. I don't know what else. I'll point at you. I don't know what to do.
I mean, or just leave your mic on mute and just say, "All right, time up." You're the one who wanted the buzzer.
So sorry.
Or just go like this, and
I
y'all
thought
shut
it
up.
would be fun, but
Just wave at me.
All right, Chris. What did you say your favorite lyric in there?
Who? Taylor or me?
Taylor, did you say your favorite lyric?
Mine was the opening lyric. Roosevelt Road was too much for my old truck.
All right, cool. All right, we're gonna move on to Chris. Man, go ahead. 30 seconds, bud.
Mine's pretty easy. For me, the lyric is trying to remember exactly. It's when my spirit starts sinking, that picture always makes it float. You know, like you start losing yourself and you're down, and you just remember that one picture, and that'll pick you right back up. So that's kind of my lyric there. But for me, the song was a great way to start it off, and it has a lot of Ain't Killed Me Yet, like Holding My Own tour kind of energy, where Driver and Cease come up from underneath the stage. You know, like it has that kind of feel to it.
And they already confirmed. I think Eric confirmed because was it Shayna that asked that that's the opening song, right? This is gonna be badass. It's gonna be.
Yeah. As soon as I'm sure all of us that have been doing this for a while, like as soon as we heard that song, we're like, "Yep, that's the opener, night one."
all right.
All right.
So that's all.
So you gotta get on the time, like a woman. She's like, you gotta get on the time. All right. So yeah, we'll do our talk together. So, what do you think? Anything could have been better on this? Like, could Eric, or do you think this has probably been the best it could have been? We did have a little fun chat, and we were talking about who would have else sang this song better. If we would have had to give this a song to somebody, who would you have picked, Johnson? Who, if you had to have any band ever sing this song, who would have been?
Oh, nobody. This sounds like classic Caroline. Like nope, nobody could sing it.
All right, so we'll do that on the next two songs then. All right. So for me, on mine, my favorite lyric was "Soaking My Soul in Gas." I just love that, and don't read my ugly handwriting, but I love anytime Eric talks about Elvis. We'll talk about this later. Anytime he talks about Memphis, Elvis, I always love that, and he brings that up in there. The first time I heard it, Heart on Fire, I felt okay. I wanted a classic Seeger album. We're gonna get that, and I felt that right off with Heart on Fire. I felt like straight Seeger influenced song. Love the tempo, and I love that he's going to be opening on shows for it because I think it's really going to set the shows off. It's pretty good.
Time.
You might need your buzzer back. I like your buzzer.
Yeah.
We already kind of did the group discussion too, so we're gonna move over to Heart. Or actually, I give it a number 4. So Damn Chief, that was a jam. Was my rating. Taylor, you said a 4.
4. Yep.
Yep. Johnson.
Yep, same.
So
Hey, look at us.
4s all around for that one.
Yeah.
All right. I want to see how many we all. I want to see how.
It was just vintage Eric. Like
Yeah.
All right.
that was
So-
taken back to Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour.
All right. So sticking on the Heart album, we're gonna move to Heart of the Night, written by Church, Jeff Hyde, Spillman, Tyndall, and Travis Hill. Man, it's like kind of like a gang right here. All these guys in here. So we're gonna start with Taylor. Go ahead. 30 seconds.
It's different. It's different. It kind of tricks you a little bit when it first starts. You think you're getting one thing, and then it jumps into something else. And this is the one song that I heard that I'm like, I think this is very Meatloaf. Me and Chris, I texted Chris about that. I was like, this is. He's like, it's Meatloaf. I'm like, it is. It's good. I thought it could be on a 70s or 80s movie soundtrack. It's a little different than what I'm used to, but you know, Chief is doing his thing. So
Yeah, throw it up. She's like,
I don't have a whole lot. I don't know. It's not my favorite.
Mm-hmm. What was your ranking?
I feel like Eric needs to come out singing it in like a big ruffled shirt.
With,
Or like a jump and have Joe in like a jumpsuit or something. That's
with,
what I see when I hear that song.
with ruffled sleeves and like
Ruffled sleeves, yeah, the whole nine.
a maroon velvet jacket.
Yeah, y'all know he loves a statement jacket, so it'd be perfect.
Oh, he does.
What was your favorite lyric, and what was your ranking on that one?
I gave it a 3.
All right, John. What was your lyric?
My lyric is, "This town feels like a cage, and honey, I ain't made like that." I do love that lyric.
Yeah. All right. All right, Johnson, we're going to give you 30 seconds. Give me your lyric and what you thought about it with your rating.
Yeah, I had 3 lyrics that I was going after. The one Taylor just said, and then put lightning in this Thunderbird and till the metal comes alive. And then the other one was, what was it? Point this thing west into the chest of the still beating heart of the night. Like, just because like we don't know what we're doing. The movie just ended, but you know what? Let's get in this car and let's go because the night's not over. Let's see what happens. Like, it's just that thing that we've all been through when we were young. Let's see where 2 of us in the car goes. So I kind of like that lyric too. For me, I put a 3 on it because I want to hear it live. Like, I'm kind of out on the dramatics of the music. Like, halfway through the album, I got that way, but like this was a song that started. It's not a genre that I typically prefer. But I like the way, and this happens over the whole album, so I'll preface it now, but the way he plays lightning and thunder off of each other, like there's a lot of really good wordplay in this album.
He does that with glances and dances later on in the album.
Yeah, yep. There's a whole bunch of wordplay.
That's one of my favorite lyrics.
Yeah, that run back and forth off of each other. So it's pretty good. Like later on, like he does moonshine and sunshine and back-to-back lines. Like it's the wordplay is really good, and this kind of got it going for me. So, but
they're calling you soft in the chat, all right, dude. 2 songs and they're calling you soft. No, what is your ranking on that song?
I mean, they can call me soft all they want, but I'm the one that listens to Eminem and Lil Wayne and J. Cole. Like listening to good wordplay, like listening to wordsmiths actually do work, and no country artists, singers, or songwriters do this. To even start doing stuff like that is great.
What was your ranking on it?
It was a 3. I want to hear it live.
All right, so I'm gonna start it off. My ranking was a 3 too, so we got 2 out of 2 on this rankings. All right, so for my 30 seconds, definitely heavy Meatloaf. I think I should never listen to Grady Smith's review of this, but I did. But heavy rock opera, guys. This whole, like, I mentioned this a lot, rock opera, dude. Like, I'm talking like I'm feeling Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, I'm jamming. Like, first time hearing this, I was on my way to Nashville, and this second song, it like I was just. My favorite line is "My truth is anywhere," or "My true north is anywhere." It's just saying you could kind of find your true north anywhere you look for it, as long as you look in the right places and stuff too. But
I like
the
that.
Thunderbird lines, I loved it because I used to have a Thunderbird, and I loved just driving. It made me think of my white Thunderbird. It was like a '94 Ford 2-door Thunderbird, and she's gonna buzz me out. Yeah, I can't wait to hear it live. So number 3 for sure, and love the tempo of the song, and it was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
All right, we're going to move on to Russian Roulette, and we're going to start with Taylor. Go ahead, 30 seconds. Give us your score, your lyric, and what you thought of it.
This was hands down the early standout for me when I heard the album. I think it's one of those songs that everybody can relate to lyrically because, we've all been in a spot where, songs remind us of people or places. And sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you just want to get in your car and drive and not think. So I feel like, we've all been there, and I love it. I think it's the lyrics are genius. I gave it a 4.5. I kind of went off the grid a little bit and gave it a half point. It's a 4.5. And obviously my favorite lyric is I need a melody without a memory, which is such a cool callback to Springsteen. It's so cool. I love it.
Hell yeah. All right. And you said a 4.5 you get, right?
4.5. Solid 4.5.
All right, Johnson, you're up. Russian roulette, man. 30 seconds.
Well, when I first heard, it's gonna be more than 30 seconds. I'll make up for it somewhere else. When I first heard it, I texted Taylor. I was like, Russian roulette, and she was in a concert or something. So she sends me a text 3 hours later, like 2 a.m. I'm sleeping, and it's just 2 words. It says, "Oh my." The song was great. Like that song was great. Like the writing is great. Like you don't catch some of the stuff in there. Like obviously it's Russian roulette, so it revolves around a gun. So there's gun themes all the way through it. You know, gunmetal Chevrolet, lead foot and a steel toe.
Like that one too.
You know, and then there's, you know, shot like a bullet. You know, left and right through the speakers in stereo. For those people that don't know, when you're hearing in left and right, it's called in stereo. So to play that both words, and then if you think about at one point, you know, when he says lead foot and a steel toe, and then in the chorus it says I'm trying to remember the exact lyric. It says the only thing that's gonna kill these horses tonight is the song, right? Well, the song's not the bullet. The only thing that's gonna stop the car from going is the foot. It's a lead foot and a steel toe. What is a bullet? It's lead inside of a steel jacket. I mean, if you're gonna play with words and you're gonna do this thing, like that's what they did. And the other lyric that was kind of away from that got me, that kind of said something to me was chasing the setting sun till it parks in the sky. Like that's a good lyric for anybody that ever drives out west. Like it just feels like you're chasing the sun forever until it finally just disappears. It feels like the sun sets for like 6 hours. So I like I said last night in our chat, we were talking about, I could talk about this song for an hour. Like this song's like an 11 out of 5. Like
Chris, you gotta save some of that time for Jeannie. You got a lot to say about it too.
I have 2 words to say about Jeannie.
All right, so I'm going to say my overall score on this was a 5 for sure. So we definitely Taylor was a half point underneath ours, but definitely a top. I mean, this is an amazing song. This whole damn thing around. I pictured Queen. This entire song, I just pictured Freddie Mercury. Like Eric is channeling his inner Freddie Mercury and going to town. Like this dude had to like have pictures of this song or think of this song after he watched the damn Bohemian Rhapsody movie or something. Like Eric is notorious for watching movies and getting inspiration for songs. So that's why I'm like, it had to come from that somewhere in it. Of course, the Need a Melody Without a Memory, mind blown. I was, like I said, we were driving down to Nashville. I looked over at my wife. I was just like, holy shit. Did he just say that? Like, it just blew my mind when I heard that for the first time. I wrote this as a top 10 song easy. So in out of the entire Eric Church catalog, this is for sure a top 10 song for me. Yeah, coming out of the gate with this song is this the first 3 songs of this album, man. When I heard this first 3 songs, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's that good. Like, how often do you ever hear a song and you're just like, oh crap? Like, that's what that song was. You're like, there's a hit right there.
Exactly. I hope that's better be a single, dude. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. People Break, and Taylor, 30 seconds with your rating and your lyric.
Okay. This is my favorite of all 3 albums, hands down. That's how I was when I heard it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It goes back to it being relatable. I love songs that everybody can relate to and not just, girls dancing on tailgates and cutoffs. You never know what people are going through. We talked about this earlier today. People deal with things and people break, and you just I love that we've all broken, we've all been broken, and he says this perfectly, and it makes me want to cry every time I hear it. And I think my favorite thing about it is it's not overproduced. The lyrics speak for themselves. I think Chris touched on this earlier about things being so dramatic, and you kind of lose a little bit of the lyrics when it happens. And I love that this isn't that way. It's simple, and the lyrics speak for themselves. My favorite lyric is someone leaves, love dies, someone changes their mind. And I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 4.5 now. You and I are going.
It's my favorite. It's just so good.
All right, Johnson, 30 seconds. Rating, lyric, everything. Go.
I think the song was great. I told everybody once I listened through the first run, like that's gonna be one of the best songs on the album before I even heard the other 2 albums. It has a lot of feel of some of it from Double Down Tour, where it's just him and Hyde with a guitar. The lights are down and it's just him with a spotlight walking around the stage. It has that feel to it where it's going to be real intimate when he plays it live. So I'm excited about that. My favorite lyric in it was like probably a lot of people's, but now I got to do the hardest part, break the news to a broken heart. Like we've all been there. Like the relationship's over, like it's done and you know it's over, but you haven't told yourself it's over yet. And you finally have to deal with getting punched in the gut and getting back up from it. Like that's a very profound lyric to put in a song. And that's it. That's all I got. I got it a 5.
Yeah, mine was
It's
definitely
great.
4.5 out of 5 or 5. It was,
Yeah, it's great.
the reason I'm an Eric Church fan is for personal songs. His lyrics, I mean, there's 140 some people in this chat. The lyrics just hit you off the bat. And that's why, to this day, I'm still an Eric Church fan. I mean, when I heard this song, it was personal for me. The minute I heard it, I already got tears in my eyes just thinking about this song. But it hit hard, dude. I cried during this whole song. I hit it. I lost a good friend a year and a half ago, Church fan. And, we broke. We broke. And the song is just, everybody breaks in your life. And there's always a point. And sometimes you gotta take sacrifice and risk when you break. And yeah, I lost Justin a year and a half ago. It was tough. And this song hit me really hard. And that's what church does to us, though. I mean, it makes us like the biggest fans ever. Hit that buzzer. I know you want to. This song hit and is one of my personal favorites. I'll probably have a lyric of it tattooed on me somewhere. It's probably gonna be a bathroom song for me at church shows because I don't want to deal with the emotions during it. But yes, it was definitely one of the hardest songs to listen to until I got to the end album. But it was something that I think I needed to hear and I wanted to hear because I sometimes you got to talk about it. You got to feel those emotions and let them out and you got to break. Everybody has that point. Yep. And it's okay. It's okay to do that. It's okay to start over. It's okay to break and it's okay to have a fresh start. That's how I feel.
Yeah, you have to.
I have that in my notes too, that, it's obviously it's about a lost love or, relationship, but I feel like it can be so many different things, friendships, family.
Yeah, life.
That's music.
Yeah.
That's music. Everybody interprets it and takes it to the way they feel it. And as long as you feel it and keep it going, it's never going to stop. It's always going to be a fucking awesome emotion and live music and everything about music, dude. Love it.
Yeah, it's good. It came out that Friday or whatever, and Thomas sent a video Saturday of him covering it. It was that good. Like, he had to cover it immediately. So
I had to ignore that. So I was like, oh yeah.
Y'all want to see Thomas cover it? Go to find him on Facebook. Go to his page and find it. It's good.
Phenomenal. But definitely, favorite line was "Break the news to a broken heart" because I've had to do that and it's tough.
Yeah.
So, we're definitely moving on. The next song, which will probably be a quick one, "Stick Down Your Country" song. Go ahead, Taylor. 30 seconds.
I hated it the first time I heard it. I hated it the 10th time I heard it. I didn't like it. I was bummed when it came out, and that was the first song that he released, right? I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be what we've got to look forward to. Didn't like it. But I can say that it grew on me the more I heard it. After the 10th time, it got a little better. And I can't wait to hear it live. I think it's going to be amazing live. I think it's going to be an Outsiders kind of song so I wasn't a big fan of the Outsiders either. But now it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite parts of the live show because it's just so hard and you just love it. Yes. I think that may be the way I am with Stick That in Your Country song. I still don't love it, but I think maybe I'll feel differently when I hear it live. But I mean, the lyrics are good. They're heavy, but it's a live song for me for sure. And I give it a 3.
All right. Johnson, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I'm going to give you the exact face that Eric will be seeing the first time he plays it when he sees me. No. Didn't like it the first time. Didn't like it every other time. Obviously, it's going to be a great song played live. There's a lot of energy. And I want to give it a 1 because I hate the song, but I know how Eric's going to play it, and it's going to be classic thrash metal for Driver to completely destroy on a guitar. That's what he's going to do. He's going to own it, and they're going to be great on the song. But I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I do love the teacher verse solely for Clark and Caitlin Gaines because they're teachers and because Strawberry is a teacher that teaches in a, undervalued school area with underdeveloped children, underdeveloped area, and he works really hard and he loves those kids. So I get the teacher part and I care about it for the teachers that listen to the song and love it. But besides that, whatever, I'm literally going to stare at him from the crowd when he sees me. I will not be smiling or singing or nothing. That's
You're going to be dancing.
I don't have.
You're going to be rocking out.
I will not. I don't have a.
So first off, I'm going the totally opposite with you guys. I love this song, guys. I love it when this song came out. I love that we had all. I talked about it on this podcast before. I live literally 7 minutes from Kenosha, Wisconsin. So you had all this stuff going on. I drove by boarded up buildings every day, and then I hear this song come out, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is hit right at the perfect time. I loved it. I love that he didn't have to write, or he didn't write it. Jeffrey Steele is one of my all-time favorite songwriters, so to have that, it's funny you guys mentioned the teachers. I wrote that down too because we have a lot of Lee Haywood. We have a lot of teachers in the choir, and so I love that he is sticking up for people like that. I can't wait to hear it live. Hit my pride, fist up high. Definitely my favorite lyric. My one thing is with this, like I said, I can't wait for this live. Part is misordered. If Eric ever went back and did this again, Stick That in Your Country song should follow Roulette, and then People Break should follow that into Never Break Heart, I think. So I think you should swap those two. Okay. Yep.
I have a better order for you. Country song should be on an EP all by itself or nothing.
All right, guys, we're gonna actually pull an Eric Church real quick. He is my wife just, I wrote it on a piece of paper and showed her. She's like, what's an audible? So we are a little bit behind schedule. So we're going to bring one of our special guests on because he's kind of chilling and waiting. So guys, we're going to bring on Mr. Jonathan Singleton.
There he is.
Hey.
What's up, buddy? All right, I might have to actually take this border off, or let me see if I can swap us around.
50 Egg is in the house.
Yeah, right. All right, we're going to take this branding border off for a minute because we can't see his face. There we go. We'll put that back up there.
So you're okay not seeing my face.
Well, welcome back to the show, buddy. Thank you so much for hanging out and joining us, and not being in Key West tonight.
Oh yes. Oh, is everybody in Key West tonight? That's
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, if you could briefly tell us, so we were going to skip over all the way down to. I'm going to go down my next page.
Aaron, was I on time? Was I right, man?
Dude, you're right on time. We're behind
perfect,
time.
I hate being late or
we're church fans. We're always late because we know how it works.
No, I am not. I'm always early.
Well, we are. We're in line early, but so Singleton. I think I found a picture that I posted a little bit ago from like 2007, of you playing Rick's Cafe with Eric Church, and it was early on, so you've had the relationship with him. We've talked about it on the show in the past. I know you've wrote tons of songs with him. How does it feel to finally have that church cut, dude?
Man, I finally got one. He has given me a chance so many times, man, and I've failed every fucking time that I got in the batter's box. But I mean, this time he kind of set me up and had a nice tune about halfway written. And man, he's always trying to get me. He's like, man, don't do that funky thing, whatever. But he's always telling me that, and I'm always confused by I'm confused by everything Eric does, I think, but like, especially in the way he's like, man, let's do that thing you do, that funky thing. And I was like, I'm not funky at all, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So he kind of had that song about halfway written on that day, man. And I was just happy to be there, man. He knew what he was doing before, and we cut that tune and that night, and the guys in the band were like, you're still not sure where the chorus is and where the verse is and where the where the hook is. It's kind of a confusing tune, and they kept, I remember him keeping on saying, so what are you calling the chorus? He'd say, on the second line of the chorus, let's do this. And they'd say, well, what are you calling the chorus? I was like, oh, we're fucked. This is never going to be a hit song. But, it's like when Eric's cutting it, I guess it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Which is pretty doggone neat. But dude, super pumped to have one on there, man. I feel like I've checked a little thing off the list there.
Hell yeah, man. So it was you, Travis Meadows, and Eric on this entire song, which is phenomenal. I mean, just those three together, just badass. But coming out of there, just the gate, just guys, the intro to this song. If no one has heard it yet, that's in the chat live. First off, but it's a groove, it's a jam. So we're gonna go ahead, Taylor. You got to review it in front of Jonathan now. So 30 seconds.
Can you let Chris go first, please?
All right.
I already heard y'all reviewing Stick That My Country song.
He's scared now. Johnson, you're on the clock. 30 seconds, buddy.
I got to go pee.
I'm looking.
No, let's hear it. Go. I want to hear it.
What am I reviewing?
Look good and it. I told you we're pulling audible.
Okay. My favorite line, I liked it. I liked how it was real funky. Like, we always do this thing where we try to find singers that would do a good cover of that song. Like, right. I think Brett Eldridge or Thomas Rhett would do a good cover of that song. Both of those guys, just because the thing they fit in. And my favorite lyric from there was choking on the smoke of a bridge I burned.
That was my lyric too.
Dude, that's such a good lyric, and I've burnt so many bridges that literally died of smoke inhalation before. Like, that's such a lyric. Like, there wasn't even a close second lyric. Like, that was all. That was the only.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
I wish I had written that lyric, but that was Eric.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, it was good. It was funky. It's gonna play live very well, just because it's a jam. It's a get up and move jam. So
yeah,
it's gonna be good. I like it.
I really feel like Eric has these kind of like spots he wants to fill in a record.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, as a songwriter, you're sitting in there and you're like, I mean, I was confused by the day too, guys, I'm not going to lie about it. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this thing, but like he has a slot he wants to fill in that record, and you just got to trust him to go with what he's feeling that day, man. And I assume in my mind, I figure about 98% of the time he's writing these songs for you guys. You know what I mean? It's like the guys who were going to the shows and watching the thing and like what it'll feel like, and he can see past that thing. But I listened to it. What was the other day? The day it came out, and I think Aaron he texted me first and said, "Hey man, you got an Eric Church cutting." So I was like, "Oh shit, it's out." So I popped it on in the shower, and as weird as the day you feel like you're writing the song and you're just trying to follow him. He's such a great songwriter too, amongst other things, and you're just trying to follow him. And man, it turned out great to me. I thought he really got across what he was trying to do. He was trying to do that soul thing for the sake of the record and what it was named and all that stuff like that. And man, I hope I helped him do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin.
No, I was going to say, I imagine it gives the band a lot of freedom and creativity too, so they don't get bored on the stage just going through the same type of melodies and the same type of chords. Like they can stretch their talent a little bit on songs like that, so it makes it fun for everybody to do it.
Sure, that would probably be what we usually have. They were so wasted that night, I'm not sure it mattered anyway.
How was taking over a restaurant for you? I mean, this has had to be a whole nother experience for you that you've ever done. I know songwriters like to do retreats a lot and everything. This was above and beyond a retreat, but you guys like took over a restaurant. How different was it for you?
Yeah, man, I didn't even honestly realize it was a restaurant until I read it in an article. Because we would eat breakfast in there, but it was a studio for all intents and purposes. I mean, everything was set up, and Jay had all his stuff, and so we would go eat breakfast and lunch in there. But we were so worked up about writing songs, I don't think we even realized the scope of what was happening until it was way over. It was like, oh, there were songwriters in all those cabins that were there, and we didn't even get to see them because we were so worked up about writing the songs that they were going to cut that night. Which is insane. It's the craziest thing in the whole world, I can't believe that a group of Nashville motherfuckers on Music Row sat around and said okay to that idea. It was insane, and the amount of money that was spent on doing that was crazy, man. And
he could care less if he has a number one from this album at all.
Do what now?
I said he could care less if he has a number one or anything from this album at all.
Doesn't
He
care.
just enjoyed it. He enjoyed spending that and doing that time with you guys and putting this project out for us. And
man, that process, like, that's crazy, man. That's an insane thing. Like, we got one shot to write a song, and they're going to cut it tonight. So he kind of had some things teed up that he knew he wanted to do, and how much fun was that, man? Like, that's never gonna happen in our lifetime, man. We sit around a table and a bunch of guys who don't know shit about music say yeah to a song, and that was nothing like that. It had nothing to do with any of that, and that's the part I loved about it.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Justin.
Think about how many songs that you'll go meet up with somebody and just to go grab coffee, and you'll go over a verse of a song. And you'll sit on that song or sit on 2 or 3 songs for weeks, months, no big deal. Like, we'll finish it when we finish it. I can't figure it out. Well, in that setting, there's none of that. Like, we got to get it done in the next 3 hours because they're putting it in to start recording. So I imagine you guys press a little bit.
No doubt. And it was fun, man. It was kind of like it was game time decisions all the way down the page, which was super fun, man. And I thought everybody did a great job. There's some great songs. I love.
Oh, yeah.
What's so Leonard Skinner Jones? My favorite thing.
I think that's what was your favorite? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing I've heard so far. Hell of a View's a great song, and Eric knows what he's doing. And Jay, Jay always goes, we're cutting one of these hit piece of shit songs today. He always says that, but that's a giant hit to me. And I've tried to listen to more of them as they kind of were coming in slowly. I was kind of just trying to wait for the whole thing to be done so I could sit down and listen to it.
Yeah.
But I text Eric, and I was like, man, Leonard Skinner Jones, man, you got me. That's a great song.
Those hit piece of shit songs that let you just go to the mailbox and pick your check up.
That's right. Yeah, those. That's the ones he hates. Yeah.
So real quick before I let you go, man, do you feel like this project was Eric challenging himself? Did you think he had to go to another level to find his sound again, to reinvent himself? He had to have this challenge.
Man, I think he's found the sound a long time ago. I think the thing that he was trying to challenge himself in, what I saw, because me and every other songwriter in town had a million conversations about what happened and how it happened, and I think he was trying to make it interesting, and I also think it's like, hey man, there's a record to be broken, and Eric chases those things, and he wants to be the guy on top of those things, and it's like, hey, let's do a triple album. not only just to do a triple album, but let's make one, which is absolutely ridiculous that nobody can get besides the fan club. You know, in the And record, I think he was just. I think he wanted to do it. I think he thought that it would pique his. Well, I know because he would explain it to us because he knew he was putting us on the spot too. So he explained why he was doing it, and it was because he thought it would pique everybody's creativity: the songwriters, the players, the engineers, the guys making lunch. Everybody. I mean, everybody was making game time decisions all the way across the board. And I think that's why I did it. And I think too, when the thought crosses mine, it's like, how fucking cool would that be to write them in chronological order and record them in chronological order and put them out that way. I think he thought it was challenging in that way. I mean, and there are some things that feel very super Springsteen-y on that. I mean, Springsteen, not the song, the guy on that record. And I think he wanted to separate them and go, this fits on this record and this fits on this record. And how super creative is that? And you know, for an artist to do that, it's 10 times beyond what we're getting in on regular country radio or country market, you know.
Oh, I totally agree.
I got one more question if you got time.
Sure, man.
Do you think now that a lot of artists are going to take and listen to this, they'll listen to this whole album? I know all of them are. You know, some of the guys that work right there with you at 50 Egg, they listen to it and they love Eric.
Yeah.
Do you think how the song and the songwriting turned out of this project, that it's going to change some of the process they go about writing songs, or maybe doing this kind of thing, maybe not getting away for 28 days in a cabin, but hey guys, like, we're going to do this project. Let's go take a week while we're out on the road in Texas and just go rent a ranch and let's go write 5 songs just for this album.
Sure. I think it will. Absolutely. And I think just the thought process that goes into that. I mean, I've heard Eric a couple times talking about how you would write the song and then they would put that song on hold and then you'd listen to it for 6 months and then you'd analyze every lyric and then you'd analyze every chord in that thing and how you were going to record it and all that stuff. And I think it'll recreate a version of how we don't overthink things. And I think that was a point to him too, is like, don't overthink it. Cause he's so knowledgeable about those things too. It's like, well, when's the point when you're overthinking it? So I think that was a kind of an experiment in his mind too, of like, well, what if I just wrote them and recorded them? I think first of all, you would like them more because you wouldn't be tired of them. You wouldn't have heard them 8 million times. And also I think you wouldn't have overthought it because you were just winging it as you went. But yeah, I think more people would do that. And I think we'd benefit from that, you know, from a not overthought, just beat to death song especially from some A&R group or something like that doesn't know anything about country music listeners or country music or country life in any way whatsoever. Yeah. So I hope we do. I hope we don't think about it too much and either we're artists or we're not artists, you know?
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. That's why I was wondering the long-term effects of the influence that this project has on songwriters going forward. So,
man, I hope so. I hope it does. Yeah.
All right.
Taylor, do you have anything you want to ask or anything while we got Jonathan on real quick?
Yeah, like, I'll go ahead and tell you, I think it's a jam. I actually have it written down, like, this is a jam. I think it's a fun song. It's one of those songs that you can dance around in your kitchen to while you're cooking. I like it a lot. I love Joe on this song, and I think this is where she shines. This is the kind of music that she should be making. It's perfect for her. So I like it.
Well, that's great. And I love that y'all aren't sitting there going, "Oh shit, I love every song. It's wonderful." I mean, y'all were telling the truth about the song. If you didn't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do.
Not everybody likes the same thing.
We haven't got the Johnny yet either.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about this album since all 3 pieces have been out for about a week now, well, basically, is between all the message boards and Reddit and Facebook, Instagram, everything, there are people all over the spectrum that love every single song on the album. Like, I hate Stick That in Your Country Song and Jenny and Bright Side Girl. But
you hate Jenny.
yeah,
I love Jenny.
hate
I thought Jenny was great.
I hate it. Horrible.
You
Horrible.
hate it.
But there's people out there that love it. There's people out there that legitimately love it and think it's the best song ever. So I kind of think this whole album, he hit a lot of spectrums so he could cover the bass, like a very broad swath of the bass.
So on
You can't love everything that your favorite artist puts out. You just can't.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Like, I hate mumble rap. Like, I don't hate Jenny. Like, I hate mumble I mean,
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of hate Jenny.
You hate Jenny too.
I know.
On my scoring, like on our scoring, number 1 was Rascal Flatts would have done it better. I gave Jenny a number 1.
I've tried, man. I've tried to like it.
Well, let me tell y'all this story then. So the second or third night we were there, me and Travis and Eric wrote a great song, just a great song. And so we get ready to go cut that song. And instead of cutting that song that I thought that I will never figure out why he didn't put on this record, instead of cutting that song, they cut Jenny.
Oh man, you're gonna kill me now for
This
that.
is running salt in your wounds now, isn't it?
Oh man.
So that's even more reason you should hate Jenny.
I did like the song though. I
Freaking
did.
Jenny.
I thought it was good. I really did like it.
Jenny ruined everything. You could have a number 1 right now.
If there's anybody in the
Let me
chat,
tell
your
you.
name's Jenny, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look good
Aaron,
and you know it
Aaron,
is
I'll
100
I'll
times
send you
better than
that song.
Jenny.
Yeah, Aaron, I'll send you that song, man. We cut it on Luke, so
Oh,
I don't know if that's gonna come out either, but
hell yeah, man. That'd be cool. Dude.
it's a really cool song. Yeah, but they cut Jenny that night. So that was, yeah.
Yeah, let Drew Parker cut it. That dude's got a voice.
Oh, dude.
Or Kenton Bryant. Let Kenton Bryant. That dude can sing.
Yeah, I love that guy. I love both those guys. Yeah.
Covered in Dirt is a jam, man. If you guys in the chat have not listened to Ken Bryan Covered in Dirt, 58 artist, go check that out. Check that out. Badass jam.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a guest coming up soon.
Yeah,
he's already on the show. He was already on the show. Sorry.
He's insane.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, John, for coming out and hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all.
Badass, dude. You have a great night. We'll talk soon.
Great, man. We appreciate it.
All right. See y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Me over here. Oh, Ken's coming.
So much pressure. God.
So we're gonna go from one audible to the next. I'm gonna bring on Jeremy Spillman real quick.
Taylor's like, you got to hold on so I can disappear. Let Chris trade. And I'm like, what song am I?
Real quick.
So Jeremy, they're so rambling. Welcome to the show, buddy. Thank you so much.
Glad to be here.
Coming and joining with us. We just had Jonathan Singleton on, and so we want to bring you on real quick. You had 2 or 3 cuts on the album. Let's see. I'm trying to go through all my notes real quick. But the 2 I want to bring you on to talk about, Where I Want to Be and Bad Mother Trucker were the 2 I really want to bring on. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm sure Bad Mother Trucker wasn't my favorite at first when I first heard it. But then when I heard it on the album, I'm like, I like this song. And I really went into it. But go ahead and tell me a little bit about your time out there in North Carolina during January and just kind of how the whole process was for you, man.
Man, it was a blast. We went out there. I think I was out there 5 days altogether, and it was nonstop. I mean, we'd get up, go eat, write till we ate again, and then record till 2 or 3 in the morning. We did that every night while I was there. It was just, Eric was on fire. I don't think he was sleeping. Ryan Tyndall and I went out there together, and we had, woodshedded for a month before that, like getting ideas together. And most every day Eric walked in with something he wanted to write, something he had started. He was just, he was kind of a bullet at that point.
That is phenomenal. So first off, Where I Want to Be, tell me a little bit about that song and kind of that day.
So
that one.
He came in with that. If I remember right, we were supposed to write it I think 11, and he texted us and said he was going to be a little late, and I think he'd went on a run, and he came in with that song. I think him and Casey had started, the first half of that verse, and we sat down and wrote it. And I think that was one of the days where we just wrote one song. There were a few days where we were writing a couple of songs, but that was the only song we wrote that day. It took most of the afternoon, and then we headed to the studio and they cut it.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? Like done?
No. I mean, it's super brave. I don't think many people have the balls to do it. And, and that's not, I don't think a new artist could do it. But I think going somewhere, setting up in a place you don't know and saying, I'm going to write a song and record a song, that's a scary proposition. I mean, usually when people make records, they go through hundreds of songs to nail it down to the 9 or 10 songs they want to cut. And Eric was just confident enough in what he did to say, nope, I'm going to write, I'm going to cut, I'm going to write, I'm going to cut. That's pretty brave.
So it's cool. Cause I look at it now, or we hear little interviews he does. And he says he wants to capture the magic. Like a lot of times you write the song and a year or two later it gets cut, or you guys go and do the demo. And then demo comes out, and a year or two later you might have it on the radio or whatever else. But he just wanted to capture it all that day. And just hearing like this story at Singleton out there all wasted one night, it's kind of funny because you hear that stuff and it's just like, they're up all day long writing. You guys are writing, you guys are the band, everybody's just hanging out. And it's almost kind of like that old Boy Scout camp when you were a kid and everything. I feel like that's what you guys were just having, just kind of like just retreat out there and just having a blast, just doing this entire album.
And we were all electrified. I mean, it's a big deal it's an honor to get to even try to write for those records. So we were all like on fire to, it was that the best kind of nervous energy. You had to show up, and you had to show up ready to go. And it made a great record.
Yeah, I imagine you're trying to put out in that setting, you're trying to put out something great because you have a bunch of other great songwriters around you. Mm-hmm. So you're just not trying to get your song crushed by something that somebody else wrote in the next room over from you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Eric's this is the right thing to say, but it's the truest thing I can say. Eric's a great writer. Most artists are not great writers. Eric actually is a great writer. And I think what Eric enjoys the most in the writing room is he likes a little bit of a boxing match. He wants you to throw out a line and he wants to try to beat it. And he wants to throw out a line and he wants you to try to beat it. Like he's not necessarily looking for somebody to fill in the blanks. He's looking for somebody to push him to make him better or to best him. And, the creative ego can be a fragile thing, but he is the world's best that when you beat him, he's like, that's it. And
not many people probably beat him though.
Huh?
So not many people probably beat him though.
No, I mean, he's a great writer. I mean, I always say, I think that the only reason he co-writes so much is because he enjoys that back and forth so much. It really feels like when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I boxed for a while, and that's the best thing I can compare it to. It feels like, what's that?
Like you guys are sparring. You're back and forth. Yeah.
It feels like you're literally sparring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty good nugget to give the fan base, like to know that that's how he approaches it. Because we've been around, the three of us have been around as fans forever, and like that's not something I've never heard before. That's how he approaches the process in the songwriting room. So that's a pretty cool piece of information to give everybody here today. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that is awesome, dude. So tell me a little bit about Bad Mother Trucker. Where did this song come from? I almost want to say this was probably a Luke Dick idea, but I just don't know how that really went.
No, I will take credit for that one. That was actually after I was at the retreat. Eric had said, hey, man, if you got something really cool, just keep sending it to me. So I texted him that idea, and, he texted me back, I love this. And then I think Jeff Hyde texted me one day and said, well, I'll give you the good news. You got another cut on the record today. So, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I had the first verse and part of that chorus done, and Eric he totally rearranged it put it in a much better groove and finished it with those guys.
Yeah, definitely. When I heard it on the album, I liked it a lot better. I saw Tucker about there. I'm a huge Casey Tucker fan, and I started calling it Bad Mother Tucker. that's my new name for the song. That was Bad Mother Tucker.
Yeah,
but I definitely love the song, dude. And we're gonna review it here in a little bit, but when we go on the order of the album. But Johnson, Taylor, do you guys have anything for Spillman else tonight before we let him go?
Where I Want to Be is one of my favorites. It's the one song that I've played over and over and over. I absolutely love it. It's just, it's amazing, and I can't wait to hear it live. That's all I got. It's really good.
you know, even when we were writing, usually a lot of the ad lib stuff, like that Kansas City, you know, that
I love
usually,
that.
well, that usually comes in the studio, but he was doing that in the room and he did it every time. And we were like, well, that's part of this. I thought he was, when we were writing, he was just kind of being goofy, you know, and like, but it was like a thing. And then in the studio, when he did it, I'm like, no, that's amazing. That's like such a hook in the
I feel
song.
like
You know?
that captures his live show so well.
Yeah.
And I love that. I absolutely, seriously, it's the one song. Like, I love that some of the others, but that one, like, I'll put it in my car and then I'll just rewind it and listen to it again because I just love it. I love the back and forth with him and Joe too. I think that's going to be so fun live.
Yeah.
Did you say rewind it? Do you have a tape deck?
I'm old school. It's just nice little button.
Dude, you're the only band that got Heart and Soul cassette.
My question. I got a question.
I'm special.
You were involved in Heart of the Night. Like, when you guys write that and then you go put it to Jay and to the band, does the input change from you guys you guys basically gave them the song and then they do all the arrangement, or do you guys have any say over, well, what I had in mind was this musically, or do they just handle that all themselves?
So I think this process was a little different than the normal process because the writers were there. I mean, typically we're not there when they're cutting the record, you know. Yeah. But in this process, they were very open to feedback. Now, honestly, I don't think I had any. I don't, when the band started, the whole thing would kind of start with Eric just sitting down with a guitar and playing the song, and then the band would kind of start jamming along. They'd get a groove. Jay would suggest a few things. But I remember when we were there, like, hey, if you hear anything, speak up. It was very much by the seat of our pants. And again, I don't remember anything I said of any significance or any of the rest of us, but they, at that time, they were very open to anything we heard. But that band is, they've played together. So, I mean, the bass player and the drummer alone, like, they're so locked in. It's crazy how they couldn't even see each other and they're locked in. It's amazing how musicians sync up like that.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years, 15 years on the road, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, I even think Craig and Lee played together prior to Church. I know Lee was with Billy Ray Cyrus for a little while, and Craig was with Steve Earle for a while.
Yeah, Craig was with Steve Earle when he left Steve Earle to come out with Eric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. So, yeah, I remember it, and Lee was kind of bouncing around before he was with Eric, too, for a while. But hell of a band. Everybody, I mean, just watching these guys for so many years and the way Eric used to challenge them on stage and how he would have a different song every night, like, per that city, was just phenomenal. And they would learn it the same day. So it just blows my mind. So, well, Jeremy, thank you so much for hanging out and coming on. If you guys have not checked out the Divine Devils book yet, go get it. We'll have another one to give away next month. I promise you. I love giving away these books. It's just a phenomenal book. But thank you so much for being a part of this project and Eric's career, man. You're a phenomenal writer, and we can't thank you enough for being around this artist that, I mean, you guys are all creating one of the greatest artists I think I've ever seen. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate
talking about it
with us.
All right, Jeremy, you have a good night, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys. Sorry, I had to throw a couple audibles in there. I wanted to kind of keep them on track. So we're going to jump back to Heart. We can go back to our review show now, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was pretty cool to have Spillman and Singleton both to come on and join us tonight. And just kind of talk and give us those little stories. So what was your favorite story, Johnson, that you got out of all that?
Well, I like Singleton. He has the ability to just like kind of view everything like, from 100 feet above and kind of see how everything's playing. Like, I like the way he views how things are going to operate. That's why I asked that question about if artists are going to start doing something similar, to what Eric did to kind of push the writers. I wanted to see, and because, he's tied into the songwriting world there. So I knew he would have something to say about that.
For sure. Taylor, how about you?
I just love that he was cool with us being honest with our opinions. I know it's kind of tough to hear things that you've done maybe not be loved by everybody, and I appreciate that they're open to hearing what people have to say, good or bad.
Yeah,
I'm ever gonna hate Jenny.
That was pretty, and I like that Spillman gave us that nugget of how Eric challenges people when they're writing process. Like, that's something that none of us have ever heard before, and we've been doing this for a long time. So to get that little nugget of information is pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, it's just phenomenal that they spent their time and talked to us about that, and just the stories. God, I love those. All right, so we're gonna go back to the review show, and we're gonna pick up on "Never Break Heart."
I'll buzz through some answers here once we get.
Yeah. I know I will too. So we're all good. So no more special guests. That would be good for the rest of the night. But "Never Break Heart," Taylor, we're gonna jump over to you. We're gonna give 30 seconds. And go. Give me your score, your lyric, and your review.
This was a 4 for me. I love this song. I think it was almost like he had he could see into the future with everything that was going on, and knew that we needed some hope. And I think this was a perfect song of hope. It's another one of those that everybody can relate to, and those are my favorite kind of songs. My favorite lyric, I actually have a couple of different favorite lyrics, but my favorite is "Lives are made for chances, eyes are made for glances, and songs are played, and legs are made for dancing."
Yeah,
I love that.
It's good.
Try to keep it under 30 seconds.
That's kind of distracting her with a note, and she's just over here like looking.
Turn it. You're holding it upside
Oh, yeah,
down.
I was holding up. I just has my audio
So-
better. You said I was echoing earlier.
I can't read upside down.
All right. For me, it was all the lyrics, literally all of them. Like, starting from basically a heartbeat and like being born and your mom taking care of you, to growing up and taking a girl's hand, and then you're fighting and you got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. That's enough. And and I'm going through something with my family now. My brother's in the hospital and he's fighting this COVID stuff. So, like, like, you can't let doubt creep in. Like, you got to have faith, and you just always got to keep fighting. Just like, literally never break heart. Like, it doesn't matter how much you're hurt, just do not break. And that's why I made a lot of people on here I'm friends with, and they saw the post earlier a couple days ago. Like, never break. Do not break, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Don't break. I love everything about that song.
Yeah, you can let it hurt, but don't let it break you.
Yep.
Now, hold on. I got to stop you guys for a minute. I love that message, but what about people break? We talked about that song. So now we're saying don't break, but sometimes people do break?
This is too confusing for me. I don't know.
Don't lose yourself. Losing yourself is breaking. Giving up hope is breaking.
Yeah.
People break
yeah.
all of that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you're going to get through it. You can't break and give up.
You can, yeah.
And sometimes people do break.
They do. We break all the time.
Yep.
All the time. I broke the other day.
Dude.
Put a break on.
Yeah, it's been. I think. It's been a tough couple of days for a bunch of us. So, what was your overall score for this?
I give it a 5. I love the song. I love the life trajectory and storytelling song.
I went with 4 on it. for sure. It was definitely an early favorite of mine. Just thinking about it, I talked earlier about a tattoo song. This is definitely going to be lyrics. I probably will definitely get something from Never Break Heart. I was very excited. I know Taylor was too, to hear Luke Dick's version of it. I'm definitely going to see what I can do to get him to do his version of it, because I want to hear
Love him.
what he puts into it too, because it was him and Eric, just those two. Yeah. Luke Dick is phenomenal.
Yeah, lyrically, it's not a deep, heavy song that usually draws me in, but just the whole aspect of never giving up from the second that your heartbeat before you're born all the way until the day that you die. Like, that whole storyline crushes the whole thing. So it's great. Love it.
I like that, Jay. People break you, but never break yourself. And then Twyla, people break, but there's always hope. I like those. Great messages out there, guys, in the chat tonight and everything else. And this is, to me, a very honest review show, you guys. So, I mean, I broke down earlier, and that goes into this song a little bit, Never Break Heart. And I'm a Cancer. I'm really big on these whole horoscopes and everything else. And it was crazy. I had a lady walk up to me one day at work, and she saw my Cancer tattoo. And she just looks at me and she goes, "Do you cry a lot?" I looked at her, I said, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Are you a crier? Do you cry a lot?" I was like, "Dude, we'd be watching movies," and my wife would just be sitting there like, and I'll be over here, tears running down my face. I'm emotional at times. I get like that. And this song, it says it's okay to cry. Just don't ever break heart. Yeah, I love that message. It's my favorite lyric. We talked about people break earlier. I had tears. It's okay. It's okay to have that emotion and everything else. Just never break your heart. Just never break.
I said on the first
Never give up.
I cry all the time. Like, what are you gonna do? Laugh at me? Like, whatever. I don't care.
But coming from a dad, I really hope that this is a song that Jackson will sing one day, because it talks about, I mean, people think bringing a life into the world is a crime. I mean, how can anybody think that? I'm sorry, but it's not. It's an amazing thing. It's not a crime. And I love the storytelling of this song. Here comes the buzzer. So, all right, we're going to move on to Crazy Land. 30 seconds, Taylor. Will overall score, lyric, and go.
This is like a 3.75 for me. I know that y'all are going to think I'm crazy. Leaning more toward 4. I love it. I think lyrically, oh, really? Oh my goodness. See, I thought y'all were going to get mad at me. I think lyrically it's really cool. The songwriting is so unique on it. It's something I've never heard before. I think it showcases his songwriting abilities really well. Again, it's not my favorite. I love the characters playing out in his head. It's good. It's good. I don't absolutely love it, and I don't hate it. It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
For me,
you give it a 4?
3.75.
3.75. All right. Johnson, go.
yeah, for me, it's okay. It's nothing great. There's nothing special about it. I do like the drawing the picture of all the different characters. And I have this big theory that Madman is the prequel to Crazy Land. I have this theory that maybe I'm off, but I just kind of have like that Madman is like he's sitting in a bar talking to himself, and then this song is the guys in the bar talking about all the different characters in his head or the characters at the bar. So I think it's there. The lyric was, "We all just hang out and listen to blues, sing his songs. There's nothing else to do." Whose songs? Like, did he pick the songs and we sing them? Is the guy sitting there and he's one of us fans and he's just sitting there singing Eric's songs? Is it a person reflecting and him picking the songs of his choosing? So I'm like I said, my mind is weird. So for me, it's a 2. Like, it's nothing special song wise. Like, the writing's good, but like the song is nothing. It's not going to do anything in concert for me.
Okay. That's honest. You give it a 2. So I give it a 4. Just like I look for emotions. I look for personal songs, and going into this song, just the title alone, like I was almost nervous and scared to hear it. And just because, I mean, just with everything, pandemic. I mean, in the middle of a pandemic, you're going to drop a song called Crazy Land. And it's insane. And that's what kind of came out to me. A lot of emotions came from the song. I love the line, "It's a whole damn world of lost who's," because you always do. You don't know what people are dealing with. I mean, pass through 10, 20, 30 people a day. You don't know the struggles they're dealing with every day. You don't know what kind of crazy land that person is living in their daily life. And I really love the way this song went, the way the song flowed. It's gonna be fun to see live. I want to see how it plays out, but it's one of my favorites, and yeah, we'll see where it goes with live. There we go. I love that she buzzes me and she doesn't do shit to you guys.
I feel bad about cutting you off.
Well, because we're nicer to her. That's
I
why.
feel bad about cutting them off.
All right, we're gonna jump to Bunch of Nothing. Taylor, 30 seconds and go. Lyric and review.
The lyric, it's nothing special, but I just love when he says, "Why the long face there, Sammy?" I just love that. It's so fun. Like, I want to walk around saying that to people. My score is 4. I love this song. I keep saying this, but this is another one that I cannot wait to hear live. I think it's just fun. It's nothing that sits and makes you think, or it's not these great lyrics, but it's just fun. And sometimes just it's okay to have fun songs. I feel like Chris is getting ready to just like knock my score into the ground.
I thought he was
He's getting ready for
jumping
it.
jack. I saw his hands go up. I thought he was gonna be like a jumping jack or something.
He's like, "You're dumb."
No,
No, that's it. I like it, and I really like the winging a prayer lyric, because that's kind of a callback to Talladega, and I
Yeah.
love. There's so many of those.
Yeah.
What?
You love Talladega.
It's my jam.
Yeah, I wrote "Winging a Prayer" down for Talladega too. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
I love that.
that's one thing that's been really cool to me listening to these songs is you hear lyrics or phrases from other songs of different albums, and I don't think that was an accident at all.
No,
I
I
agree.
think you're right.
Okay, that's all. 4. And I danced to it in my kitchen.
All right, let's see. All right, so go ahead, Johnson. Were you gonna say something?
For me, it was a 3. The lyrics, I don't really have any of them, but I do like the part where it says, "I know how to make the moon shine," and I know you want your sunshine back. Like, is it Eric singing he knows how to make the moonshine the drink, or knows how to hold the guitar and hold the crowd and make the moonshine? And then obviously you want your sunshine back is you can play that 2 ways too. Is I know you want your girl back, and also I know you need to get through this night and get to tomorrow. I know you want the sunshine back. So being able to play it 2 ways on both of those, the way they played them back and forth off each other was good.
All right. I'm gonna put up our. Can't see because it's cut off. I was gonna try to put up our ratings, but my little border. I never do all.
Yeah, I like playing with lyrics. So for me, that was fun.
So for me, I gave this one a 2, and which is why I want to throw up our ranking system, which is what was church thinking. I like the song. Musically, it's a great song. I love the Wing of Prayer. It's gonna be a fun song live. Love the lyric. Love is a bitch, ain't it, buddy? But Jeff Hyde is a co-writer on it. He released an album a couple years ago. I think this would be better on a Jeff Hyde record. Like, I would love to hear Jeff Hyde do this on like a Jeff Hyde album. I think it'd fit more better for him. So, but I still want to hear it live. I want to see where it's gonna go. So I'll give it a 2.5. We'll move it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know who I think would do good on this song covering it is either Brent Cobb or Adam Hood.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Adam
good.
Hood is so good.
Yeah, Hood would be a good one.
Insane.
So yeah, but it's a song. We'll see how it plays out live. I mean, this whole
Listen,
thing.
when y'all hear it live, y'all are going to be 4s with me. Y'all are going to love it.
Hey, I'm a 3. I'm not far off of you.
You're not far off.
And then our last song on the Heart album, we're going to go with Love Shine Down. It was written by Eric Church, Casey Beathard, and Jeffrey Steele, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, there was a couple songs I had to change my notes. I think I copy and paste them too much. So we're going to go to Taylor. We're going to kick off with you. 30 seconds. Love Shine Down, your favorite lyric, your overall score, and a little brief description.
Favorite lyric is Little SOS from this SOB. I feel like that's like classic Eric. That's a classic Eric lyric. I gave it a 3. I'm kind of indifferent about this song. It's fine. It's got that other. It's another one of those. It has a Meatloaf feel to it for me. When I hear this and Heart of the Night, I feel like I could be watching a movie and this be the soundtrack or a Broadway play or something. I do like the Sinner's Heart line. I think that's another cool kind of callback. But I did write down, y'all had talked about who you would like to hear sing different songs. And I think this one would be really cool for like Restless Heart or Exile to sing. I think that would sound cool.
That would be good.
All right.
That's all I got. Don't love it, don't hate it.
All right, Johnson, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I'm kind of the same on this song as the last song. Like, it doesn't really give me anything. It's probably going to play good live, so I'd give it a 3. I didn't have a lyric on it, but like I love the premise of the bad boy like being broke down and tired, and he needs the love from the good girl to get him right. Like that whole premise, it'll never get old. Like the bad guy needs the good girl to get him straight. Like that's always going to play well. Both of these songs are the same. They're literally the same exact song to me. Like they offer nothing to me.
Good, honest opinion, man. I love it, dude. So
probably going to play good live. They'll probably sound good live. Like a bunch of nothing played live the other night on the award show. Like it was fun live, but like it's not a standout. You're not going to leave a concert and say, "Could you believe how good that song was?" You'll forget it in the set list.
Yep. I agree. Love Shine Down for me was a 3. I give it a 3 I want to hear it live, see how it goes. I love it. It's cold and it's dark in the Sinner's Heart line, one of my favorites. I like that it's a little bit mellow. It makes me think of like a 1970s jam a little bit. I think him and Joe are going to be badass on it live. I wrote down the SOS and SOB line. Yeah, I love that one too. But yeah, it was an okay song to finish it off. It's nothing I'm like, oh, it was awesome, but it rounded off the album great, I felt. And I felt it was really good placed on it. So, all right, we're going to move on to the infamous, we'll call it, because hopefully everybody has it. Before we really dig into this one, how do you guys feel about the way Eric handled the And album?
I'm completely fine with it. I mean, I know a lot of people were angry and everything, but I don't know. I respect the way that he wanted to do it and he wanted to give it to us. So I have no complaints. It's his baby.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like he wanted it out this way, then more power to him. I understand the wanting to keep Ray-Bans semi-private. I get it, but like, I mean, Kiss Her Goodbye needs to be on every single country radio station across the country. Like, how can you have that song on and not on one of the other albums so it can be played on radio? Like, it baffles me. But besides that, like, I'm fine with it.
Do you think it'll ever be on iTunes or anything like that? Like this?
Yeah, I do. It'll get there.
Me too.
Yeah, I think some of this will get over.
I think he's just letting us have it for a while.
Yeah,
none of us can listen to it. We can't stream it. Like,
well, when I was listening to the album, I had to stream it straight from his website.
Yeah, well, exactly. Which he's not getting any revenue for.
Yeah.
Why would you put it out there so everyone can stream it? Like, you know how often Ray-Bans will be streamed? Please.
Well, didn't Ray-Bans go to Apple for a while?
Yeah, but it's not now, I don't think.
Yeah, I remember. I thought it was on that playlist, that Country Risers playlist I was talking about, because I remember like an intro coming up. I'm like, oh, wait, what song this is? And I looked at my phone, like, oh shit! I heard it, clicked it real quick. I didn't know it was a church song, but I was interested in like the intro.
Yeah,
so
I think it'll probably be about a month until we have it to ourselves, and then it'll come out to everybody.
I was thinking around tour. I was thinking around September.
Yeah, that's possible.
I was thinking by September, by the time tour comes out, because he's going, people will be able to get it. Or he's going to do a thing where it's going to be like a free sign up for church choir membership, and you get
it'll be a deluxe EP or something like that.
Yeah, sign up and you get the And album or something like that. That's going to be always his like, hey, you want this And album? You got just $10 whatever, or $20 whatever is doing my little club.
Okay,
he's such a marketing genius that way, though. I mean,
yeah,
all that does is makes people want to join the fan club.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he buys his own record.
Right? I mean, he knows what he's doing,
Someone,
whether we like it or not.
Sorry, John. I heard. Go ahead, buddy.
Someone just said in the chat that Ray-Bans and Doing Life with Me are still streamable everywhere. So
Okay. All right. Cool. So we're gonna dig into the Ant album. We're gonna give Taylor 30 seconds. Give us your review of Through My Ray-Bans from the Ant album, your overall score, and what you thought about it in your lyric.
30 seconds, bro.
What?
I said 30 seconds ain't gonna work for this one.
I know, like I've got like a whole paragraph here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get 30 seconds in. Take some from my Genie review. It's a 5. I mean, it's a 5. My favorite lyric, I have 2. Is as true as the blue in the grass or the green in the sky. I love that one. And to me, that's another classic Eric Church lyric. And of course, everybody's got their arms around everybody else's shoulders. For that's a good memory lyric for me. This one rips my heart out. Like I can't hear it and just not. It kills me. It absolutely captures what we feel at a live show. Did I make Chris mad? Did he leave?
No, I think I just wipe his butt or something. I don't know.
Chris is like, I'm done. I can't listen to her anymore.
No, he just logged out. He'll be back. We'll get him back in.
I'm taking his 30 seconds, man.
Yeah, I'll get him back in.
You know, for those few hours, those 4 hours or 12 hours, however long we're all together, nothing else matters. Nothing, you know, our bills, whatever we're going through, it doesn't matter. We're all together. It doesn't matter if we're, our political views, our religious views, we're all there for the same thing. And this song to me just captures that feeling of being there with our arms around each other, fellowshipping. I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna. Go ahead, Chris. I'm not
trying
gonna
to
cry.
bite my lip right now, dude. I'm reading the chat. I'm like, oh man.
Over to you, Chris.
My rating is it's a 5.
I thought you were gonna say 1. I was like, what?
I have multiple lyrics I love in it. Dealers deal aces from a loaded deck of cards. Like Eric's. I can't hear you guys. The sound's gone.
Can you hear me? Well, we're not talking. We're letting you have your shot, dude. We're not saying a word.
No, but even the sound went gone like on my end. Dealers deal aces from a loaded deck of cards. Like Eric on stage playing a set from a loaded set list. Let's see. A moment in time, kaleidoscope of color on a canvas of white. And magic in the air tastes like moonlight on lips. Like I love all of those. Like all of those lyrics are great.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat over here, dude. Yeah, no words. Oh my!
Yeah, like all those lyrics for me kill it. And I keep having this vision, like the depth of the lyrics in this whole song is great. Like how they play off every single little bit of. Obviously, it's rooted in the Las Vegas shooting, so it plays off of the gambling and the pair of hearts and the deck and everything. And I keep having this dream. I've had it a couple times that they're going to make a music video out of this using the Alice in Wonderland characters.
Dude, you're putting Ray-Bans of Crazy Land together. All right, cool.
Saying this forever. Like I have this feeling they make a video with the Alice in Wonderland characters. That's it. Like I love
the Mad Hatters got their arms around each other.
Yeah, I love this song. Like it'll never get old to me. All those nights in the pit, every city around the country, tacos afterwards, 6 o'clock in the pit line. Like it'll never get old. Like this, when we say like he captures the things that make you feel something, just makes you feel it. Like, and I've said it before a million times. When I'm at concerts, like I live on the road. When I'm at concerts, you guys are my family. And when I get to be there, I get to actually have something palpable in my hands. And not having that for a year has devastated me. So for us to get back there will be the best thing ever.
Dude,
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see all of you.
June 4th is going to be amazing. I realized earlier today that it's my 15th Eric Church anniversary. So my very first show ever was June 4th, 2006. So it's kind of weird. The first show after 2 years almost is going to be 15 years to the date. My first Eric Church show. So I'm I'm excited for this one. And just to see everybody there. It's just everybody I talk to, I'm like, oh, you got tickets? Oh, yeah, we're going to Durant. We got pit. I'm like, how big is this pit? Because like everybody I talk to has a pit ticket.
It's
and
not that
it's like 3,000. I know.
We went last time. It's not that big.
I know, dude. This is gonna be a really, it's gonna be an intense show, man. I'm getting choked up just right before I talk about Ray-Bans of the show.
It's
gonna be an intense show.
It's gonna be a religious moment.
I'm so fucking glad it's not Myrtle Beach.
When the lights drop down and Electric Worry comes on, I am going to lose it.
You're not gonna be the only one.
All right, you're up, Trevor. What do you got?
All right, Ray-Bans for me. I couldn't even. I almost had to pull over. We were driving. I literally thought I was gonna pull over because I couldn't really see. I went down 57 wherever we were driving down 24 in Kentucky. I don't know what. And I goosebumps. I wrote down on here not a dry eye in Durant. So yeah, it's a Friday night. You talk about Friday Night Soldiers. Friday night in Durant, it's going to be intense when he sings this song for all of us that night. Where the voices roar at the noise, the poets whine. It's, dude, I just chills when I hear that line. I think Holding My Own when I think of this.
I said that. That's exactly,
yeah. I think the song is like Holding My Own Part 2. I mean, Metallica always had Unforgiven 2 and all those other songs. This is Holding My Own 2, for sure. And it'd be really cool to hear these songs next to each other, back to back in concert. It'd be really neat to hear.
No, it would be really neat to have them back to back.
I think it'd be badass, dude. Or mixed together somehow, like somehow put those two together, dude, and just like
start it with These Boots and end those two songs with Sinners.
Don't start with These Boots, man. Put boots earlier. No. It's cool because you look at Eric and he stands there with his sunglasses and you always want to know like what he's looking at. And I really got to bring up the night I got this guitar behind me. And I got to talk about it because the first thing I thought about when I stood on that stage and I raised that guitar was like, holy shit, this is what church sees every single night. And this is intense and this is awesome. And then just to see him go from that venue to another venue and what he sees every single night. But it wasn't what I like the crowd that I saw. Like I saw like Tony and Janet were down here with Luke. When I saw everybody, and it's kind of that makes me think that we talked about freezing at time. Like you look out on that crowd and he sees the people he recognizes a lot. And I know Patty's talked about it where she's like sections away and Eric always finds her or something. He's always finding different people throughout the crowd. And I think he talks about freezing moments in time. I think through those glasses, man, when he looks out and sees everybody, there's different things he'll never forget. And that he sees out there and he zones in on that too. So I really love how the song's going to be really interactive with everybody. It's going to be badass.
Yeah.
Hit the buzzer. Go ahead. Hit the buzzer.
He's going to be looking through and seeing everybody crying is what he's going to be seeing.
Oh, he won't make it through sober or not sober, but he won't make it throughout tears. I mean, everybody in Durant is going to have tears coming out of their face, including church. Yeah. Church won't make it through that song. I don't think he'll make it through.
Yeah, and at that first show back, Heather Melton will be there with us.
Hell yeah, it is. Dude, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
and you know amazing. That between Vegas and then having to take a year off for COVID and everything, that song even hits harder now. You know, so I'm sure that he really does those moments.
This is the first song you play in Durant, dude. Is just play Ray-Bans. First song, dude. Come out of the gate and do it. If Trent ever listens to this podcast, ever play Ray-Bans the first song back. The first song back.
Do we want to place a bet that Eric is going to cry at the opening show?
Oh yeah, dude.
We've seen it.
Do you want to make a bet that Taylor's going to cry at the first show?
That's like the dude streaking at the Super Bowl. Come on, you're going to place the bet yourself.
I mean, we had second night of Hold My Own tour with a tear. Do you think we can get crying on night one?
Can we get full blown sobs?
No, we won't get that. For us, yeah. All right.
Yeah, just everything about this song is phenomenal. Goosebumps. It's gonna be badass. All right, Doing Life with Me, the end album, written by Church, Bethard, Steele, Taylor. 30 seconds or more. Go ahead. we're balls to the wall. This is the longest.
I love
episode
how you just give it up at this point. Just whatever.
Sorry, whatever. We're already 8 minutes past the time we're supposed to end this at. We're still on the end album, so.
Doing Life with Me is a 4. I really like it. The trio of songwriters is just amazing. I mean, those 3 guys. I mean, my gosh. I feel like they've all lived this song, you know, be it with their families, their road crew, and I think that this is what's important to them now, not so much the songs or the hits or whatever it may be. It's the people around them making the things happen. I feel like it's another, to me, it also is a little bit like Holding My Own lyrically. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a good tribute to everybody around him.
Yep. I'm with you. I have just basically the same thing. I'm a 4 and basically all the same stuff. The thankful, reflective tone, like the storytelling, the giving the respect to the people that have been with you this whole time when you probably didn't deserve it. Like, it's all there. So yeah, I gave it a 4 as well.
And How'd You Wind Up in My Unravel is the lyric. I think that's just incredible.
Yeah.
That was mine too.
Yeah, I didn't have one lyric that just hit me in this whole thing, but like the whole thing was good.
Sorry, I have to join for a minute. Dude, I feel the same exact way. This song for me was a 4, totally, because it almost was a 5, dude. My 3 all-time favorite writers: Casey Bethard, Sheffer Steele, Eric Church. Someone said in the chat, Jeremy Cole, a lot of this was Casey. I think I feel like a lot of this was Casey. A lot of this emotion went into it.
Yeah,
we're staying on this emotional roller coaster ride of this album review that we've been on, up and down, and I feel like Doing Life with Me is another one. I'm almost 40 years old, dude, and this song really hit me, made me open my eyes, and really who I surround myself with, and who I'm doing life with. I mean, and who I'm going to continue with, and just the lyrics really hit you. Man, it's gonna be another hard one to hear live, I think, but it's gonna be damn good. I cannot wait for it.
great.
All right, yeah, but number 4, go ahead, Johnson.
All right, third song on this side.
Do side. We'll move on to do. I thought you were gonna say something about Doing Life with Me real quick though.
No, I was just I was gonna move to the next one.
Yeah, we'll go to Do side. We'll throw it over to Taylor. 30 seconds or overall score, your favorite lyric, and what you thought about it.
Do side is a 3.5 for me. Favorite lyric, I have 2. That's All She Wrote is the name of the book I'm reading, and the player got played, the lever got left. I like that. This is another one. I can't wait to hear it live. I don't love it. I think I'm gonna feel different about a lot of these once I hear them live. But I was the same way with Desperate Man. Desperate Man, it was not my favorite album when it came out, and there were songs in there that I hated. Higher Life, for instance, hated it on the album. And then when I heard it live, I was like, wow, this is really good. And I think I'm going to need to hear some of these live to fully appreciate them. I think Joe and Eric are phenomenal on this song.
Dude, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Johnson, what do you think? You said.
I think it's going to play well. I have it a 3 as well. I think it's going to play very well. It's going to be funky. The lyric for me was saltwater leak in my eyes and a memory in my head. We've all been there. And yeah, that's it. It's a 3. It's nothing special. We do the thing with people we'd like to see do these songs. I'd love to see the Cadillac 3 do this song. I would love it. Jaron would kill this song.
I agree. I think Cadillac 3 would be awesome. Due Side, I gave it 2.5. I'm not a big fan of. I like the song. It's one that we'll talk about this when we're all done. We recap the album about songs that we would have left off the whole project. I probably would have left Due Side off. It gives me a creeping vibe, like the song Creeping, not like creeping vibe, like the song Eric Church Creeping. Almost kind of feels like a little bit like that. I feel like it could probably play close to Creeping on the set list. I think it's gonna be a jam live. I really do. I love the groove of the song, and like I said, it's gonna be a good live song. When I was listening to it, I didn't get into it as much as I did some of these other songs. Some of these other songs were jams, but yeah, I definitely think Cadillac 3 would rock this song too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good live song. It'll be a good live song for sure.
All right, Kiss Her Goodbye from the End album, written by Eric Church, Casey Beathard. I love that. Like a lot of this album, the End album has Casey on it. Taylor, to you, overall score, favorite lyric, and a little bit about the song.
I actually have that written here on my notes that Eric and Casey are just a literal dream pairing. They're just so good. I gave it a 4.5. My favorite lyric is, "My lips can't seem to drink enough neon to kiss her goodbye." I love this song. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I feel like through this, I've been drawn to the more simple, not so overly produced songs. I feel like they're more Carolina centered, Eric, and this kind of feels that way for me. The lyrics are beautiful, and he lets them be the star of this song. It's great.
Love it. All right, Johnson, on to you, man. What did you think of Kiss Her Goodbye from the End album?
I think it's phenomenal. It's a 5 for me. The lyric I have is "Last call, don't pick up no more." Like that's great. Like it's those of us that have stayed out at the bars until last call, and then we leave the bar and that last person we call doesn't pick up, like scorned by that. Like you kissed her goodbye. You're an idiot. The same with "the lips can't seem to drink a bit neon." Same thing. It's such a good line. My notes were, it's a great song, classic, Eric Church, Carolina. Like this is literally what it says.
Gosh.
It literally says that right on here. I gave it a 5. It's great. I can't get enough of that song. Like it's just.
I also want to add, and I have this written down too, because I was listening to it today. I feel like you can feel the guy's pain in this song, and I love that it's a drinking her away song, but it's a serious drinking her away song. You don't get a lot of those.
Yeah, and it's a sad drink her away song, but it's in this cool little vibe.
Yeah.
Like not a downtrodden song. It's kind of a relatively upbeat song. So I'm kind of all with it.
So Jeremy says, could this song be about widowed? Like a widow? Yeah? Yeah. I don't know.
It could. Look through the
I feel
lyrics.
like you can interpret. That's what I love about it. You can interpret things so many different ways.
Casey, yeah, definitely. Where She Told Me to Go vibes. I love that. Definitely love that. So for Kiss Her Goodbye, I 3.5, 4 for me in that range. I love the glances and dances line, and how he played off that both sides. I feel like it's gonna be I love this song. I'm just kind of trying to read my handwriting, but love this song in a strange, chill way is what I wrote. So feel good song. So I like the vibes it threw out for sure. Little things and it ain't close haunts me like a ghost, dude. That line dropped me when he first opened up with that, and I heard that stuff because I live off of little things. I think that's keeps me going in the world. I love little things, and I love ghost hunting and stuff. So just putting that stuff together, I was just like, I love that lyric because I felt it. I mean, I saw it, and one of my favorite songs. I love the song and the way it came out, and yeah, definitely can't wait to hear it live. So it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on to Madman. Go ahead.
It's gonna be really good live. I'm excited to see it live.
Oh, yeah, dude. There's gonna be a question I'm gonna ask you guys about a couple of these. We keep talking about live. And I think a lot of people.
I've been trying really hard to judge things based on how they'll sound live because I think that's how he records them, is for us to hear them live.
So we're gonna move on to Madmen. Taylor, so give me your overall score of this song, your favorite lyric, just a little bit of writing about it, or what you thought about it.
I gave it a 4, and I'm giving it a 4 because of the songwriting. It's probably a 3 as far as how much I like it. I've seen a lot of people that love this one, but it hasn't connected with me like it has for a lot of people. And there's nothing wrong. It's a great song. The lyrics and storytelling are stellar. And then again, this is another one where I love the simplicity of the music, where doesn't overpower the lyrics, and then the end hits and it takes you somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, it's a good song. It just hasn't connected with me. My favorite lyrics, I have 2. God, I write so sloppy. I wish I could. I don't even know what I'm saying here.
I wish I could type mine out.
I keep going back to this stuff, and I'm like, what does that say?
I have tear stains on this paper, though. This paper is valuable to me.
Okay, the first one is kind of like a house up the road. The lights are on, but no one's home. And I like this one too. His thumbs up has been grounded. Now it's that bird he loves to fly. Makes me think of Derek.
Yep.
Dude, I said the same thing. Made me think of Crazy. I mean, he said bird. Flying the bird like fucking crazy.
I wrote this for Derek.
Captain Bedazzled Jeans.
Oh God, he's gonna be the Affliction sponsor of the tour. Oh man. All right, John. So what did you think of Madman, dude?
It's a 3. I haven't connected with it. Whatever.
Okay. Well, I'll take it, man. So for me, I went 4.5, dude. I went 4.5 on this one. I wrote a lot of stuff down. I love this one. Like a house up in I can't even remember right here. Road lights are, no one is home. So I love that line because lights are on, no one's home. Dude, it paints that picture. I wrote down chills, goosebumps. Classic Eric Church song, I felt. I did write on here, can we get an entire album just Casey and Eric? These two are phenomenal together.
Yes.
So we keep on talking about that. So would love to see that. I think Madman will be perfect after intermission. So because it starts off just him and it goes to the band. So he always looks at that song where he can kind of come back acoustic, solo. So I can really see after halftime Eric coming back with him and a guitar doing a little bit of Madman, and then the whole band comes in at the end of it. And I think that'd be kind of cool to kind of put this into the live show a little bit. Watch the whole damn set list change now after this show.
I kind of feel like people
it's just Genie on repeat. He just plays Genie over and over again.
We're going to go to the
He's like,
first
I'm
show, and
gonna make
Eric's
a
going to have
song.
the damn set that we're talking about tonight. All the songs are going to be like back to back the way we us three explained it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a lot of people are jumping on this song as some great penmanship like Lightning is, and wanting it to be that next level of a song, and I don't see it. It's like maybe I'm just dumb, but I just don't see what everyone's telling me it's so great about. Like, I just don't get it.
I think it's lyrics. I think there's people in the chat that are talking about how they love it. I think you have to connect to it. I definitely believe it's a song that it has to be. You have to feel the connection to
You
it.
have to have the connection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I really do. I mean, if anybody's in the chat, if you guys have mixed feelings about the song too, let me know. If it has to be something that you're connecting to in a different way. I love it. I almost gave it a 5, and you guys were down low. So I love how to see kind of where we're coming on these different songs. So all right, we're gonna round out the End album with the song "Lone Wolf," written by Eric Church, Jeff Hyde, and Ryan Tyndall. And we're going to start with Taylor again. Score, lyric, notes, all that good stuff.
I feel like y'all are going to get mad at me.
Taylor likes me going last because it makes her comments look good no matter.
This is like good cop, bad cop. I gave it a 3.5. The first few notes when it first starts are classic Eric Church. Like when it hits, like you're like, oh, that is an Eric Church song. It's a classic EC love song. You know, it's not this pour it out your heart, you know, I love you so much. It's the way that he does his love songs in his unique way. It's you know, you made my crazy sane. You tamed this lone wolf. It's not hearts and flowers. And I like that about him, that he stays on brand there and does his love song the way that he does his love songs. And you know, made the crazy sane reminds me of what is it? You make it look so easy. Is that what it is? And my favorite lyric is your hand in mine makes my heart soar like a hallelujah choir. That's all I got. It's fine. It's good. I don't.
All right, Johnson, what about you? What are you thinking, man? Where are you going to rank this song, or what are you thinking your lyric on this one?
The same as the last one. Like, I just don't, like, it's just recycling multiple different songs on different albums before. Like, it's nothing special. Like, I mean, we get it. You're a lone wolf. Like, the most popular person in country music. You're a lone wolf. Sorry, we don't.
You have no one. We get it.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, all right, I'm gonna try to save this song like the last one again, and I'm gonna put this at 3.5. I think it's another thing that you have to you have to connect to. Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say I just gave it a 3. Like, it just doesn't. It kind of feels to me like it's just a filler song. Like, you know, if we were gonna make, we'll talk about this later. But yeah, it's a filler song. It's a 3. I don't even have a lyric written down, just like Madman. Like,
You can use my lyric if you want to.
Taylor's I'll use. Like, I can't even recite, like, a lone wolf at the door is the only words I can recite from this song, because I literally don't remember any of the words from it.
So yeah, I gave it 3.5. I liked it. I actually wrote down right here. I think a heavy personal favorite of mine, just with the lyrics. I feel like he took the lyrics right off a page of my book. I mean, I feel like a lot of us in the choir sometimes have felt like the lone wolf at times, and I put myself in that. I put myself in a song and that person's shoes and try to feel the character out in a way. And I think with this song, it definitely fit in the whole, when I was saying he needs a rock opera, like the whole Bohemian Rhapsody thing. I think Lone Wolf fits in the rock opera, like, field of everything. Red Line My Gauge. I love all that. It was kind of my favorite lyrics. But yeah, I like Lone Wolf and Madman back to back on the End album. So like ones that I think they found their place on the album, like we're a choir only exclusive. These are where you get these songs. So I think that's where they belong instead of being out in the public eye more.
Yeah, I think they're both going to play well. I don't think that's going to be an issue. They're both going to play really well. I just don't. To me, they're no different than the last 2 songs on the first album. They're just whatever.
I will say this is the one song of all the ones I've listened to that kind of did the opposite of grow on me. Like, I loved it when I first heard it. I think me and Chris talked about it. I was like, when Leonard Skinner Jones and Lone Wolf dropped, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so good. And then I don't know, my feelings towards Lone Wolf changed a little. I don't love it as much as I did when I first heard it.
Yeah.
So Jeff Brown is saying Lone Wolf is a 1 for him. All right, we'll get
-1.
What was that? -1. Okay, -1. I thought maybe it was like a -1.
-1?
I was kind of giving it a little bit. So -1, is that like you'd rather Milli Vanilli sing it? So I was like, whoa. All right, guys, we're going to move on finally to the Soul album, and we're going to start off with Rock and Roll Found Me. It was written by Casey Beathard, Driver Williams, and Eric Church. I will go ahead and say we got 78 people in here. I wish we had a little over 100. My 99th episode that we're putting together is going to be Driver Williams. So if you guys are in the crowd or in the chat or wherever, I Driver Williams will be my 99th episode coming on this podcast. So I cannot wait to have him on. It's going to be an amazing chat, sitting down and Driver and I talking in September, right before August, right before the tour starts too. So get ready for that, guys. August 31st, I think, is the date. But Driver Williams will be on the show. So
That'd be
Hey,
cool.
I'm gonna go grab my charger. So Chris, you take over for me for a second.
go ahead. Yeah. So yeah, August 31st. Mark your calendars. Driver Williams, y'all. He's going to be on the show. I cannot wait for that one. So we're going to start about Rock and Roll Found Me. We're going to kick off with Chris. Go ahead and give me your ranking, your overall score, your lyric, and what you thought about it, man.
Okay, Rock and Roll Found Me. I gave a 4. I think it's. I've got this written down here. Turn on my amps, and all at once, my blind could see. So, which is, obviously, rock and roll finding him, but also, you turn on your amps. How do you normally see? You turn a lamp on. So it's interesting. I was happily let down with this song, honestly. When I first saw the title, I thought this song was going to rock, and how they downplayed it, like I thought it missed where I thought it would be. But I'm happy with the song. I like the song. It's a 4. I think Brothers Osborne would do a great version of this song.
I think Johnson froze. I saw him freeze on the screen. I'm like, oh, there, he's coming. All right, we got him back. You there, Johnson? Oh, we lost your audio. Hold on, dude.
Oh.
Hey, do you hear us, Johnson? Or are you chewing gum again? Hey, I think we lost your audio. If you hear us, log off and log back in.
It's okay. Go ahead, Taylor.
All right. So we've been live for a long ass time, y'all. So we pushed on 2.5 hours. So it's probably had to reboot here and there and all that good stuff. So all right, Taylor, we're gonna switch over to you for a little bit till we get Johnson back. Go ahead and give me your score and what you thought.
I gave this one a 3.75. It was it's okay. I mean, it's not one that I'm absolutely in love with. It reminds me a lot of Mr. Misunderstood. I feel like this is kind of a grown-up version of Mr. Misunderstood.
Dude, you and Casey just dropped that in the chat.
It's good. I think it'll be good live. It hasn't connected with me that much. Maybe the more I hear it, I will. My favorite lyric is the when a black man's guitar stopped me at the edge and saying Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. I love that he references that song. Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Hell yeah. All right. And I love that Michelle brought up watching, Eric said he's watching Rocket Man when he came up with the idea for a little bit of this. And it goes back to what I was talking about, how I feel like a lot of these songs where it came from movie references. If you guys don't know, the song Lightning off the first album came from The Green Mile. I mean, Eric is always, there's been a lot of songs that came from movies. I love it because, I mean, he just gets this image in his head and it creates this story and he has to put it on paper and he does it so damn good, or so damn well at times. Jonathan, you did hit it. Tyler in the chat brought up to Brothers Osborne saying that the song would be phenomenal. I give it a 3.5 on my ranking. I love that Driver was part of it. Below my high, I love that because there's always, no matter how high you get in life and different things, there's always a low to it somehow, some way.
Yeah, and that's also tuning and production through the low and the high amps, So
yeah, for sure. I definitely take it all different ways. I like when he name drops, dude. Light My Fire. He's always name dropping songs and different things. I like it when church do that. I know a lot of people get flack for it and they don't like it and this and that, but I like when church does name drop a lot. Give me another one that's good live. So yeah, I like it. It's how it's a little bluesy. I think it really sets the tempo for the soul album right off the bat. So I like it, and I can't wait to see how it plays out and where it falls on the set list for him. So,
yep.
All right, we kind of talked about it, but we'll keep on going a little bit in order. Look Good and You Know It. Singleton, Meadows, and Church. Taylor, go ahead and just repeat what you thought about it, and we'll score it again in your lyric.
I gave it a 3.5. My favorite lyric is "I'm just choking on the smoke of the bridge I burned." It's a jam. And I'm a huge Travis Meadows fan anyway. You can feel the R&B soul influence in it. Another one that's going to be really good live. And like I said earlier, I think this is Joe's wheelhouse. I think this is perfect for her. R&B soul, it's never really been my thing, so this probably doesn't hit for me like it does for other people, but I can appreciate it, and it's a good fun song.
Cool. All right. What about you, Johnson? What are you thinking?
Like I said before, like the choking on the smoke of the bridge I burned is such a great lyric. That's so perfect. I gave it a 4 just because I know it's going to play well. Like it's not as deep as I prefer songs to be, but it's going to play very well. It's going to be a fun song that people dance to, and it's going to it's going to keep the crowd alive. So I gave it a 4, but that's all I got on it.
Cool. Yeah, so I dropped it at 4.5. I thought it was awesome, and I'm a little partial because of the Singleton song. I'm a huge Singleton fan, and I'm so happy he finally got that church cut. I know they've wrote a shit ton together, and to finally have one that he cut, it kind of bothers me knowing the whole Jenny story now with the other song that he told. But hey. Maybe next album that song will get rehashed somewhere down the line. We'll see. But I know one thing, that church doesn't really do that. So it's like kind of like once a song was written for a project, if it doesn't make that project, it's not going to come back around. Church kind of just throws that away and moves on. Let's see. Go on and own it, dude. The confidence behind that and everything. I love how the song just kicks off and starts. I mean, just with the soulful vibe of it. And just how it's like, hey, just go on and own it, dude. And just like, I love this. I love the confidence. It makes me think of like Singleton with "Why Don't You Just Dance" and everything like how he did that song, coming from the same groove, the same confidence level, and just like, I fell in love with this song really quick. So, all right, we're gonna move on to "Bright Side Girl" from the Soul album, written by Church. Scott Emmerich and Clint Daniels. If you guys don't know the name Scott Emmerich, I was really surprised to actually see him on here. He writes a lot of Toby Keith songs. So if you ever heard of anything by Toby Keith, Scott Emmerich is probably tied to it in some way or some form. But Taylor, what do you think of Bright Side Girl?
This is a 2.5 for me. I had high hopes when I saw the title of it. I wanted to love it, but it fell a little short for me. It's fine. I don't love it or hate it. It feels like a bit of a filler song. I guess my favorite lyric is "My shelter from the storm to keep me safe and warm." And like I said, it just feels like filler to me.
Johnson, how about you, man? What do you think?
I don't have a favorite lyric. I don't have any notes on it. I gave it a 1.
Ooh.
So I went 2.5 on it. I want to hear it live. I want to see what happens with it. All I honestly wrote was good vibes, fits the Soul album. I love the Shelter from the Storm line, but yeah, it was one that I definitely I didn't like straight up. You can see a lot. Oh, I mean, you probably can't see, but a lot of my notes I detailed. This was straight up good vibes, fits the Soul album. So I was like, all right.
It's just good vibes.
Yeah, right. I was like, all right, it fits where it is, but it's So we're gonna move on to "Break It Kind of Guy" from the Soul album, written by Church, Luke Dick, and Casey Beathard. Kick off with Taylor. What did you think?
I gave it a 4.5. I love this song. I think it's another one of them that's maybe not just amazing lyrically, but it's just fun. It's another one that I want to dance to, and I can't wait to be in the pit and just this song come on and jam out to it. I feel like this is his, which I mean we know this anyway, but this is his "I do things how I want to, and you're not going to tell me how not to do it" song. And that's what we love about Eric. My favorite lyric is "I tell my eagle where to fly, and don't tell me how to sing. It's my song." That's it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Love that. It's so Church. Tell me how
Because it's so
Get out of here with that shit. Johnson, what are you thinking on this one, man?
I didn't get a lyric in this one. None of them really stood out. And I was driving today, like trying to get here to get this done, so I didn't like get a chance to write all this stuff down. It's a good song. I got it as a 4. It's funky. Like I enjoy it. It's like the last whole, don't tell me how to do it. Like I could do without that part of it, but the rest of it I enjoy. But I like Joe getting to be a little saucy there, so that's fun.
Dude, she's not in the song.
which will play good for Joe on stage because she will eat that up.
I have that written down. Joe and Eric will kill this live.
Yeah, especially if John's there. Like she's literally gonna sing 2 feet away from him, right in his face. It's gonna be great.
I wrote him and Joe. Damn.
But yeah, I got it as a 4. And this is another song that I do. Like, if you could see another artist do this, who would it be? Paul Cawthon.
Yes.
Crush. Like, if Paul Cawthon did it, you would never even know that it was an Eric Church song. That's how good.
Could you imagine him with his deep voice going, "We're gonna go"? I love it.
I love that. So I dropped a 4 on it. I thought it was a damn good song. I loved it. Hang On to Your Heart is what I wrote down. I wrote him and Joe, damn, because I thought it'd just be badass. I wrote down no surprise here. Look at who the writers were. Just because Church, Dick, and Beth are together, just phenomenal. The groove on this is just another one. The music, I feel like it combines decades. Like you go through like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Like you go through different decades of music. I feel like in this song, and I like it. I like the message. To break the routine, like, and only who would say this? Church. I mean, because you always like don't fix what's not broken. No, break it, fix it. I mean,
look at that comment from Corey.
You'll never hear the same again. But yeah, I like the message. I mean, if it's going good, go ahead and break it up and see what comes out of it. So I love the message behind it.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, and then we're gonna move to Hell of a View. We're gonna start with Taylor. Go ahead.
This is my number. This is my 5. I mean, from the second I heard it, I was sold. I fell in love with it. I mean, honestly, it's probably one of my favorite Eric Church songs across the board. Easily top 10 for me.
Across the board?
Across the board.
Like top 5?
Top 10.
Hey, can I drop this real quick? This is top 3 for me across the board.
Oh, look at us. I love it. It's so. What? I was running my mouth and didn't hear you.
No, go ahead.
You can hear this song up. I love it.
And here's the thing. Like, it takes me a few listens before I love a song. But this one, it was like instantly. I was like, this is it for me. It resonates. This is one that connects with me. And it may not with other people, but for me, it connects. Y'all know I got a little gypsy heart. And I don't like to stay in one place long. And it's, and that's not for everybody, but it's for me. And this song speaks to me that way. It's my Talladega. It's where the melodies and memories come together. I love the story here of 2 people living their life to the fullest, even if people don't understand it, but they do it anyway. And I love, okay, so my favorite lyric is, "You like the thought of chasing life instead of dollar bills." That's basically like my motto. But I also love the part where Joe does "Into the Blue." She does it a lot better than that, but I like to pretend like I'm Joe at that moment. Mitch is always like, "Sing it, Joe."
Shriver, could you sample that and use it as a drop?
We might be able to, yeah. I never recorded a one-liner for this episode. I can use that for next week's one-liner. and next week's guest is gonna be. I need a pretty good one-liner for that. It's Trey Lewis. So
I love Trey Lewis.
So I'm gonna dig down in Dallas next week. So it'll be interesting. Johnson, I want to hear your opinion of Hell of a You. What did you think of it, buddy?
For me, it's a 4.
Okay.
For me, the lyric is "Ain't nothing gonna stop us but the ground." Like, we're running this life together until we're buried. The ground is where it's gonna end. And I don't think people look at it that way. People think when they hear that lyric and the whole gist of the song, they're just thinking about someone holding someone up high and looking at the view. Like, and if you fall, like, you hit the ground. Like, no, for me, it's life ends when you get buried in the ground with that person. Like, that's how the life is going to be. So for me, that the lyric didn't read that way, but to me, that's what it meant. Yeah, like, it's gonna play great live. Into the blue. It's gonna be great. But yeah, it's a good song. It's a 4. It's gonna be great.
Dude, so for me, Sinners Like Me is my all-time favorite church song. Nothing will ever top Sinners. Hell of You is number 2, by far. Hell of You is my number 2 church song. It always will be. Since the time I heard it in the car driving, I just thought, like, I took back to my birthday a couple years ago when I was at the Gorge, and just awesome freaking view at the Gorge and just what I saw, and that's kind of like the state of mind I was in when I heard it. But I wrote down "We Ain't for Everybody," man, because I'm definitely going through that a lot, like, in my life. Like, I know I'm a little overboard at times. I'm not for everybody. And I love the ain't always heaven, baby, living on the edge, because it's not. I mean, but you're living. I mean, living on the edge, it's not always going to be perfect. It's always going to be freaking diamonds and roses. It ain't always heaven, but it's fun. It's a hell of a view doing it. And it's a good time. And that's why I really, the takeaways. And it's almost, this is how I want to live. I wrote it, and just everything about this song I love. I shared it on the screen. I can't see whose name, or was it Michelle or something? Yeah, they brought up Taylor and Mitch and all their pictures and everything and their crazy adventures they do. And honestly, that's this song. It's moments like that where you're just traveling across country and you're just looking, like when my wife and I travel across Montana going to the Gorge and stuff. It's just looking out that window and it's this shit you get to see just traveling around. And Taylor, you said something badass today that made me think. And Jillian did it in Austin a couple years ago, and we're waiting in line. And we spend so much time waiting in line in these cities that we go to. We're missing hell of a view out there. We're missing these. When she went to Austin, you got to see the city, you got to see some cool shit, and all I got to see was this racetrack around this big stage or this stage. And we go to all these really cool cities, but we miss a lot of it.
And you miss out. Yep.
And that's why I was really wish there wasn't a pit this short. Because I was like, man, I just kind of want to just have a seat and go to these different towns and enjoy it and see the hell of a view and live life. So definitely number 2 song for me, right off the bat. The pictures that are painted in this, every lyric, every single thing about this song, I love. So yeah,
it's a love song without being. It's a love song about 2 people, and it's not mushy, and it's just adventures and.
That's why I love it. I screenshotted the lyrics and sent them to Jillian the other day because I was just like, dude, look at these lyrics. This is us. Like the first part of that song, like the first 4 or 5 lines, I said, this is us. I mean, I just loved it.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely one of my favorites by far. My number 2 favorite church song ever. So we're gonna move on to Where I Want to Be. We talked a little bit about it, but Taylor, go ahead and talk about it. It's from the Soul album. Church, Bethard, Spillman, and Tyndall wrote this one.
This is a 4.5 for me. I love it. It's so fun. Of course, being my little Alabama self, I love all of Eric's Alabama references in songs, and this one's no exception. I feel a higher wire vibe here. It's just fun. I feel like he's gonna forget half of the lyrics to this song when he's singing them. I love the bluesy ways that he sings Joe's part. I don't like the very end of it. I think they could have cut about a minute off of the song and it'd been fine. But it's just great. The lyrics are fun. The whole song's fun. can't wait to see it live. My favorite lyric is "Flew to California, drove to Alabama," obviously, and on a sidewalk whistling in Saskatoon. Like, who makes lyrics like that? Eric. That's
Yeah.
it.
Ain't nobody else out there.
Right?
All right, John. So what did you think on this one?
I think it's a 3. I think it's gonna play well, and I have this theory that Eric singing this song is him singing it to Joanna.
Okay.
Like him being on the stage anywhere she wants to play, because like all these random stupid places, like they would
Alabama.
never be any of those places if it weren't for them being on stage. So that's him saying like the only place I want to be is where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably doesn't make any sense, but that's what I'm sticking to.
For me, I give it 3.5. I love it. Honestly, I've been sappy with this whole night, and I'm going to stay there. Definitely stay on the emotional side where I want to be, and I think it just kind of clings to me where I want to be in life. I hope this becomes. I wrote this. I hope this becomes a staple in his live show. And I just really, because I hope like no matter where you want to be, we're still here, kind of like connecting melodies with memories. And I really hope that kind of becomes part of the show. I love the Memphis Blue, anything with Elvis, man. And I love that line where he did it. Yeah, I said the arrangements had really good ear candy. It fits the soul album amazing, just unbelievable. Like unlike I ever heard. Like the musical arrangements on this soul album is by far just phenomenal. But yeah, I love this song. I love everything about it, and yeah, it's no matter. It makes me think of when Jillian and I moved to Mississippi. I had nothing there to move there for except her, and I wanted to be anywhere she wanted to be. I just wanted to be there with her, and that's what makes me think of this song. So I love it. Definitely one of my favorites.
It's like I said earlier, this one has grown on me a lot. Like I keep rewinding it and listening to it over and over again. I use my little Walkman and just rewind it.
I'm gonna totally listen to this album again tonight after we get done live. I'm just gonna go in the garage and re-listen to this whole album just with everything we talked about tonight and listen to it with like a different state of mind. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. So I really like this. So we're gonna move on to our favorite song on the entire album. Taylor, 30 seconds. Try not to take all 30 seconds if you can. Jenny from the Soul album, written solely by Eric Church.
God, it's so hard to like. I feel so bad about this too. It's a 1 for me. I mean, my favorite lyric is, I mean, most of them just say Jenny, but I'm gonna go with "Love This Beggar's Heart." And my notes, like the only thing I wrote was, "I just don't get it." I've tried, guys. If you love it, I'll love you for it, but it's just, I just don't get it.
Singleton likes it, huh? Johnson, what do you think of Jenny, man? Is Jenny the new Karen?
Can you see that?
Jenny Green, love you.
But a 0.
Yeah,
Look, even my 1 doesn't even sound that bad now.
I got nothing for this song. Like,
I agree.
Yeah, like, I mean, I can't tell you the last time I've been to a fair and seen a popcorn stand, so I'm out.
I haven't even listened enough to know what you're talking about right now.
Oh my God.
There's something about blowing a popcorn stand. I don't know.
Oh, well, let's blow this popsicle stand. Isn't that what he says?
Popcorn stand. It's blowing this popcorn stand or something. Get the hell out of here, or I don't know. So I went back and watched the video whenever he did this acoustic, and I heard, I don't know where I heard this at, but he was talking about the inspiration he had from the song behind a generator. And someone said, get the Jenny, like get Jenny with a G. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't need to hear no more of this. You wrote this song about a generator? Okay. Yeah, I give it a 1. I'd much rather just hear Rascal Flatts sing the song, to be honest with you. It's on the Soul album. I actually wrote, "Where's the Soul?" ? And then "Love You, Dude, but not feeling it." I mean, that's literally the line I wrote. And
I'd only listened to it that one time was it CRS, I think,
yeah,
until I had to listen to it for this. I don't know, man. I just don't get it.
My lyric I wrote is "Let's see if this Chevy rocks." I mean, I like that lyric. Let's see if this Chevy rocks. Let's do this. Come on.
I think for me, I got a bad taste in my mouth with it when the first couple of times I heard it, like when he played it acoustic, like it just sounded so bad.
And it was so repetitive too.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, like I'm like it could be phenomenal when I hear it live, and I'll just won't have any want to hear it. Like I just have no.
Maybe this is a cryptic song, guys. So Jeremy Cole said this whole generator thing. His dad used to say that or something, and Melissa's saying that the popcorn stands in New York or a North Carolina thing. So maybe he's throwing little North Carolina things in there and stuff like this. Maybe it's something that reminds him of just hanging out with his dad back in the day or something. I don't know. So maybe there's more to this song than we're looking into. I don't know.
I know what I'm saying is I've been to a fair before.
This is when he could just hand it off.
I mean, they have them all over the place.
So then we're gonna come to the
North
second
Carolina,
song now.
only place that has popcorn.
Bad Mother Trucker.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Didn't Greensboro last year have the popcorn titty posters?
Yes, dude. No one knew if they were clouds, popcorn, or no. Someone said they were puppies, but they're not those kind of puppies, Johnson.
No, it was popcorn or something. Somebody said it was beer.
Popcorn. It was popcorn boobies.
Popcorn boobies. Popcorn boobies. There's actually a song by a band. If you guys want to have fun, it's called Bad Ronald, called Popcorn Titties. It's a funny ass song.
All right.
I think I just embarrassed my wife over there. She's just doing one or the other.
No, I had to sneeze.
Oh, okay. But you're doing something over there. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to Bad Mother Trucker. Taylor, starting with you.
It's like a 1 for me again. I don't like it. I wish I liked it. I mean, it's fun, I guess. That's literally what my notes say. It's fun, I guess. It's not anything I expected from Eric. When I first heard it, I was like, "This what?" Maybe I'll grow to like it if he plays it live, but it's a no from me, dog.
I love that.
My favorite lyric, and it's so stupid, but I like. He says, "I was raised on jerky from here to Albuquerque." I like beef jerky, so there you go. I like Albuquerque.
And Jeremy Spillman took full responsibility for this song, right? When he was on?
I think so.
All right.
And if he's still watching, I am really sorry.
See, I figured this would be more Luke Dick because like I thought I-40 was out west. Like it talks about like out west. I know he was Oklahoma growing up that way. Oh, dude, Durant, we could all go to Red Dog. Staples booking a party, Red Dog Thursday night. No. Yeah, I don't know, man. For me, Bad Mother Trucker, I don't know. Go ahead, Johnson, with yours.
Yeah, I have nothing for this, but I was gonna say the jerky from here to Albuquerque is basically from North Carolina to Albuquerque is basically how line the beef jerky stand is at Buc-ee's.
Well, see, Johnson, I want to ask you, since you don't have much about this, you're a trucker.
Yep.
This song does nothing to you being a trucker? Do you come from a family of truckers, or are you the first generation?
It makes me change the song.
I love it. So I just want to know, man, because...
No, my mom took care of the family, and my dad was a chief of the fire department and handled everything. There's no truck driver in our world. Me and my
You did not have a bad mother trucker, Mom.
Bad
No.
Mother Trucker. No.
Yeah.
I'm always going to call this up.
Some symbolism in the song, like I enjoy because, like, you know, chrome stacks, you know, like I get it. Like those are things that we as truckers enjoy, but like the song does nothing for me. It makes me literally, actually, I'll probably give it a 2 just because it's probably going to play live and it'll have some energy. But besides that, like it does nothing for me.
I gave it a 2.5. So this was the song that made me stop listening to anything prior to the album. The minute I heard this, I was like, no, dude, I can't do this song. I don't know where you're going with this. I don't know what's going on with it. I need to hear the whole thing. So I just stopped listening to anything else. I refused to listen to anything from the project. And I held out. I couldn't believe I did it. You could totally, I'm glad Spillman took full responsibility for this song earlier because he is an author, a writer. If you've not read his book, I'll mention it again, The Divine Devils. Go read it. It's a badass book. This song is a badass story. This song would play amazing in like a TV show or a short movie or something like that, I think. Because it's just like this little kid growing up in the cab of a truck. I mean, I went to school on this old CB radio. So just think of this like growing up in a truck bed or in the cab of a truck, and everything you're learning is coming from that CB radio and everything else. So, I mean, you came from a trucker family. So once again, this song fits you and you can connect to it. You're going to love the song.
This song would fit great on an episode of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. Dude, no, I agree. I mean, going down the road, pulling out the CB, and you have Bad Mother Trucker playing in the background. I feel like I've heard this song before. I've heard this story before. I've heard this song before. I don't feel like it's original in a way. I'm a huge Kid Rock fan. His band was the Mother Trucker Band. So every time I hear this song, I think of his band. So I think of Kid Rock when I hear this song. So there's a lot of different things. Definitely going to be another bathroom song. So hopefully he puts Bad Mother Trucker and Homeboy back to back somehow. So those two are, dude, Bad Mother Trucker and Homeboy back.
Still got to catch the snakes in the ball.
And then boom, get the snake in there and get to go, dude. Come on.
Guys, we've got a lot of choreography to work on between here and the tour.
We really do.
We're probably rusty.
Damn, I forgot to ask Spillman. I wrote this down. I totally forgot to ask him. A lot of people, I don't know if this was ever proven or answered or anything else. I've seen a lot of people post about in the song, it sounds, I can't. Yeah, Jeremy put it in there. How he misspelled respect. I don't think he misspelled it. So if you guys,
it's just fast.
It's his accent. So I wrote down spelled wrong or accent. So I wrote that down. When I was listening and I was doing all my reviews for this album, I was watching the lyrics go with the Apple Music, and the lyrics is spelled right. And I think it's Church's accent where he's like R-E-S-P. He says that E, but I don't think we hear it. I don't think it comes through on the album.
Yeah,
I would say it would be the same way. It would be like R-E-S-P-C-T. I mean, you just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just stay on the sound. Like everybody would say it, trying to rush it in that spot. Like it's spelt normal. It's
something I want to look up though. And Gina, if you're listening right now, and I know she tagged Jimmy Cole. If you guys in there, the Aretha song, did she spell it wrong?
No, she spelt it right. It was just spelt in a different melody, so you had time.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
To pronounce each letter. The P and the E are so close in Eric's song that you just stay on the note.
They run together, yeah.
Because that's what I was wondering. I'm like, now is this a play off her song? Like, is it spelled wrong because of that in a way? And like, I really want to know. All right, so Melissa says he said in an interview somewhere that they realized after listening back that he missed it, but he thought it was funny and they decided to leave it in. I like that. Okay. So Melissa says he said in an interview that they realized after listening back that he missed the letter, but he thought it was funny and they decided to leave it in like that. Okay, I just thought it was his accent. I just thought it was we just didn't hear it.
If it's actually true, then I never want to hear from any of these people on Facebook that come in talk about how smart Eric is with his marketing degree that he can't spell respect correctly. I never hear it again.
I thought for sure it was just his accent and running it together.
Yeah, I thought it was that North Carolina.
I thought staying on the note. That's it.
So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, great story for this song, but I feel like I've heard it before. I'm good. I don't need to hear it again.
Yeah.
You can leave it out on tour for whatever. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Well, and then we're gonna move on to the next little segment. We're gonna try to wrap this up soon. Sorry to keep you guys so long, but this is fun, guys. We just hit the 3-hour show. Well, a little 2.5. We probably would hit 3 hours, but we were like 20-30 minutes late. So Leonard Skinner Jones wraps up the solo album. It was written straight by Casey? Was Casey and Eric, or was just Trey Casey, right? Yeah, just Trey Casey. Okay. Taylor, go ahead, take it away.
All right, this is a 4.5, leaning towards a 5 for me. I love this song. Obviously, growing up in Alabama, and growing up on Leonard Skinner, I really appreciate that and all the references to the different songs and stuff. I just think it's a great song. I think it's written well. I love story songs. I'm a big story song person. And I don't think you get those a lot anymore. When I hear this, it's completely different than when I read the title of the song when the list came out. I thought it was going to be completely different than what it is. But I love it, and I think I told you this, Shriver, in Lynchburg. It reminds me a lot of "What's Your Mama's Name" by Tanya Tucker, which is another song I love, and it's a storytelling song. And I think it's phenomenal. Casey Beathard is phenomenal. My favorite lyric is spelled with all 4 Y's. And just like Tuesday, Daddy wound up gone on down the road. Call back to Tuesday's gone.
There's a few callbacks
I know
now.
if you're not a fan of Leonard Skinner and their songs, you probably don't get it. But if you deep dive into Leonard Skinner, you'll really appreciate this song, I think.
Doesn't it start off
And
about
Kristen
high
from
school
Florida,
principal
you know
or-
exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, if you know the Skinner story, because it doesn't talk about like the high school principal, because they named their band off of the gym teacher or something like that, their high school gym teacher. It's just crazy, and it's the whole song. Johnson, go ahead.
Yeah, I loved it. I have it as a 4. The only reason it's not a 5 is because a lot of the lyrics were there for them. They didn't have to put any effort into getting them. The lyric for me, like I said, I was driving when I was reviewing this today, so I don't have it right in front of me, but it's a lyric where he says, he found his salvation in a pawn shop car. You can't teach that kind of picking. It has to come from the heart. And then obviously later in the song, it's revealed it's Curtis Lowe, which in Curtis Lowe, he's the finest damn picker you ever had seen. So it's something transferred down from the dad to the son that we didn't know until the end of the story came and gave it to us. And if you don't know the Leonard Skinner story, then you don't
get the song. Yeah.
I'm from Florida. One of my dad's favorite bands was Leonard Skinner. Like, I grew up 2.5 hours from Jacksonville, where they're from. Like, they've been in my life, my ears, my whole life. So this song really hit for me. It's a 4. I love it. Those are my lyrics, and it's great. I love it.
Hell yeah, man. So for me, 3.5, 4 for sure. I was right there with it. I believe it. You got to be a Skinner fan to really know it, because this whole song is just like playing back on it. I love how it circles back. The ending was just chills. Like, it was almost like melody, or I need a melody without a memory. Like that line, like when minute he said your dad, I was like, whoa, Curtis, what? Like, I was just mind blown, shocked. But it all came together, and it was cool because it told the story. And don't ask me no questions, I won't tell no lies. I love all the plays off of that song. Just being a huge Skinner fan, the ending, the story of it. I talked earlier about my 15th anniversary for church is going to be Durant. My very first Eric Church show. I did not know I was going to see Eric Church. I was going to see Leonard Skinner and Jason Aldean. So Jason Aldean had Hicktown out on the radio, and all of a sudden this guy Church was opening up as the third one. So for this album to end with Leonard Skinner Jones is like, it's almost full circle. Like, just the whole thing just came together. And I'm going to come back and say this, like, I'll just say this now. This was my favorite album by Eric Church ever. So this is like by far #1 Eric Church album I've ever heard in my life. So it beats every album. Sinners album. This is the whole thing together. #1 favorite album by far by Eric Church. And I'm not just saying because it's new, but the emotions, the roller coaster ride, the way it ends, everything about this song or this album, having hell of a view, all this stuff on this album. This is my favorite Eric Church album I've ever heard.
That's huge.
Ever heard. By far.
I made the mistake, like you, of listening to Grady Smith's review.
Yes,
And
I wish I did.
on his review, he says, this is the most lyrically impersonal Eric Church album he's ever put out. And I agreed with it.
No, I agree. It's more, he put more time into the music than the lyrics.
Yeah, well, I agreed with it completely, but I feel like as I continue to this album all of it together is only a week and a half old. Like, as it more of it hits all of us, like, I think we're gonna find it's deeper than we actually think some of the stuff is.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Every time I listen again, I pick up something else.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll be,
Well, that's why I
it'll be
love
that way
having
every
these
time I hear
notes,
it.
or having this like little guide and going through and listening to it with this guide in front of me, and just literally I had the lyrics and my little cheat sheet, and just was writing down notes as I listened, and was just feeling every lyric, every song, and just writing. So in recap, let's just go ahead and recap the whole album. I said it ranked as my number one Eric Church album. Taylor, what does it rank for you? This whole album as a whole. Don't look at it as 3 albums right now. Look at it as one whole album.
Here, before we do that, hold on.
We're gonna get to that other part too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I posed this question.
Go ahead.
If you could have one album but only 14 songs, and pick the 14 best of these, or you could have 2 10-song albums, or the 3-piece album, which would you choose?
Go ahead. So let's answer that one before we
really,
then tell us where this ranks for you. So Taylor, start off. Tell us where you would choose from those 3 and where this album ranks.
For me personally, I would have preferred the one album with 14 amazing songs. And I think had that been the case, I would have ranked it a lot higher in my favorite albums. There's just so many songs that I personally don't connect with. Not that they're bad songs or that they're bad albums. They don't connect for me like others have.
That's fair.
Right, no, it's definitely fair. And that's why half these songs when I was reviewing them, you gotta connect with the song. You have to connect with the lyrics. You gotta connect with the song to enjoy that song. And I feel like that a lot of these songs are like that, more of the And album than any of the other ones, for sure. Yeah. I don't get that. For me, go ahead, Johnson.
Yeah, I'm kind of there too. Like, I would rather it not be 3. I could go for either of the other 2. I would take one 14-song album with all great songs, but then you're going to find other good songs like Rock and Roll Found Me might not make the cut. And you don't want that good of a song to just sit out there in the ether and never get played by anybody. Kind of how we are with the unreleased Eric stuff we all have in our vaults. Like, we don't want those good songs to not get cut. So I would like 2 10-song albums.
I wonder what the 4 songs were that were left off, because he said 28 songs in 28 days. We only got 24. People keep saying Quinn in Time by Walwyn, but I don't think Quinn in Time was recorded in North Carolina. I think it was written right before all this was happening. So I want to know what's going to happen with these other 4 if we're ever going to hear them. I'm sure one of them is probably the one that Singleton was a little hinting on or talking about earlier. Maybe, I don't know.
If they put Jenny and Bad Mother Trucker on here, you can imagine how bad the other ones were.
For me, it felt like it just feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to listen to these 3 albums a lot just so I could form a decent opinion. And I got to points where I was like, I don't want to listen to Eric anymore, And I don't know. It's a lot for me. And I think Trim Down, which I thought I sound like a hypocrite saying that because I was talking earlier about, he does it the way he wants to. And I totally get that. It's not, my decision. But for me, I would have preferred it trimmed down some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I said this was my all-time favorite Eric Church album, and I say that as a whole, like 24 songs as a whole. I much prefer 2 albums of 10 songs. I could definitely cut 4 songs off. My 3, if we had to cut any off, we're talking Jenny, Bad Mother Trucker, and Do Side. Those are the 3 I would knock off the album completely. If I had to pick a 4th, I don't know where I'd fall. I have to really look. See where the 4th one would be if I did 2 albums of 10. But I could Heart and Soul. I love the theme. Especially today we saw a little bit of teaser. This pit looks like it might be 1 heart pit, 1 soul pit. I like that. I like different color wristbands. Like, I play off the Heart and Soul thing. I like that. Hell, have like an Insiders pit like you did on the Outsiders tour, and that's your and pit or something.
Yeah.
And you have like certain like handpick people from that pit or whatever. Something like that would be really freaking cool. Like where 20 people get in the and pit every night or something like that. That'd be badass.
Yeah, I want no pit. I want all seats.
I would like that too. I wouldn't mind that.
Me too.
But it's just, I mean, you've been to Billy Bob's for a show. Can you imagine having a seat for a church show the entire time? I have, and just you won't use it, but you can't sit down during church. I mean, I like moving around too. So.
I'd rather sleep in till 10, go get brunch somewhere, go get a nice dinner out at a nice restaurant, see the cities that we're going to, and then show up at 8:45 when the show starts at 9.
You got like thousands of people right now. Like, yes, Johnson's not gonna be there early no more, and then they're gonna get the Durant. You're gonna be there like at 6 a.m. waiting.
No. You guys,
I'm telling you, that's been the one big thing through all the COVID and stuff is it has been nice having the seats and getting there when the show starts and just taking your happy little butt to your seat and not having to sit in line. I don't know if I'll ever. It's going to be tough to ever go back to anything else.
Yeah,
I'm lazy now. I'm old and lazy.
Yeah, I don't want any part of standing up for a show and sitting in line for 8 hours. Like, I'm out. You guys can have that. Like, I got other things that are important.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. I want to. If I'm traveling, I'd rather go see things and experience the city like we were talking about earlier, and not wake up and freeze to death.
Kristen says anxiety of buying tickets. No.
The anxiety.
Anxiety
Yeah.
of buying tickets, yeah. But the anxiety of when doors open and then they stop you and make you walk. And then you have to tiptoe and then you run a little bit and then walk a little bit. That anxiety freaking sucks.
Nope.
And all the variables. So many things
No
can and have happened.
Oh, yeah, dude. One door opens before you. Anything can ever happen. You can wait 12 hours and never know. It's always a crapshoot. Don't ever go to Cincinnati, Ohio. That arena sucks.
I don't miss any of that.
I'm out. You guys can have all that. I've learned over the last year and a half that a lot of things are more important to me. Like, I've been working financially in my life, like on my credit and all this stuff, like getting a house, getting land, like investing. Like, you guys can have Eric Church tickets. I'll go sit somewhere else. Like, I don't
This is like George Strait did in the round. It's gonna be pretty sweet, dude. I mean, I saw. I mean, even when Metallica did it in the round back in the day, it's gonna be cool because I don't know if the stage will revolve. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I mean, because you're gonna be able to play like half your set to this side of the stadium, half your set to this one. You're gonna be able. Everybody's gonna have a cool. Shit's gonna be going on all around you, so it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, you guys can do all that. I'm out.
It's gonna be interesting. We'll see you out there, but no, I definitely felt like this whole album was Church's masterpiece. I called it his rock opera in a way. So kind of like the Double Down tour. I don't think we'll ever get another project like this again. Just like we don't get another tour like that. I think it's something he did to challenge himself to see where he could push himself to, what limits he could push himself to with his fan base as well.
Well,
And
aren't we getting basically the Double Down tour again? Essentially, like if you're just playing 3 hours down the road, like isn't it really?
well, yeah, true that. I mean, yeah, but I mean, you're definitely in a different state or a different city.
I mean, aren't you guys excited to get out of the show at 12:30 at night and go get tacos somewhere and then hit the road and drive for 4 hours?
Hell, I always like trying getting home after our show. I like trying to just haul ass home. But one last thing I want to talk to you guys about, and before, I mean, we had the tour talk already, but we'll wrap up. This is something I almost want to send Eric Church HQ and see if we could get this question to Church to find out. Eric has done this one time in his career, and he's hinted about it a few other times. But Council Bluffs, Iowa, when he did the Drink in My Hand video, he played the entire Chief album, track one to track and front to back, in order on the album. How freaking cool would it be to hear all 24 songs, heart and soul, in order, 1 through 24 live? Like if he would ever do something like that, or ever put John's face, like just play the entire project live, 1 through 24. I think it'd be awesome. What would you guys think about that if he did something like that?
Eric would enjoy it if I stood in front of the stage like this.
I just think it'd be cool to just play the whole album like the way it was recorded, the way it was meant to.
One show like that. I mean, I wouldn't want to see it multiple times, but one show, yeah, where you get a feel for the whole thing live. I can understand. I can see that.
When he gets to Jenny and Bad Mother Trucker, half the stadium's gonna be empty, dude.
I mean, I can go pee right then. Or
They're all
go get
gonna
a
come
snack.
back for Skinner. Everybody's gonna leave for a couple of songs, come back for Skinner, then go home.
Yeah. If he wanted to play the Carolina or Sinners album, I'll be in for those two albums. But
I hope he does Sinners one day, dude. That's one thing I've always hoped for. And honestly, if he ever did a tour again, I mean, now he has a 3-album and everything. I would always love to hear like his entire discography. Like Friday night, I'm gonna do Sinners in Carolina. Saturday night, I'm gonna do like next two, like just 6 albums in 3 nights or something like that. It'd be really cool. Because I really like how bands would do that, and Eric's the type of guy to do it because he makes these projects and puts them in. Like he spends time and says, "No, this song needs to go here. This song needs to go there." He just doesn't put it all together and say, "Okay."
Why doesn't he just tell us what songs are going to play where, so we can pick and choose according to the set list?
Yeah, dude, he did that years ago. He did the set list.
People are Eric fans that if they knew Lightning was playing somewhere, would go to that show.
Oh, dude. Mm-hmm. Dude, you know how many
I
people
knew where
out
She
there-
Told Me to Go was playing. I would fly across the country to hear that one song.
Yeah.
What song was yours, Taylor?
Where She Told Me to Go.
Oh, dude.
I love that. I mean, I
Have you heard it?
love
Have you
that
heard it
song.
live yet?
Me and Mitch were talking about that the other day. I don't recall ever hearing it live.
I got I might have an old video somewhere just chilling. When Nick Barnes was with Eric, I pitched this. I gotta tell Wheeler one day. So Pearl Jam has this app and it's badass, but they record and they put every single set list into this app. And then you go and put in what shows you've seen, and it gives you your stats. So say you've seen or you've heard the song Where She Told Me to Go 3 times, or whatever, gives you your concert stats. I'm like, that's cool as shit. Like to stack everything or track everything. You've heard Lightning X amount of time. I don't know if I won't hear it all mine. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, especially to hear all that, and we'll see. We'll see what he does. But
I thought they started this app so we could gain traction based on the amount of shows we went to and amount of merch we bought, and then I guess that went in the shitter.
I still have a brown card over here that says church choir on it. I was supposed to scan it every single show, and that never took off the ground either.
Yeah.
So can I ask y'all a question about the albums?
Let's go.
Yeah.
So how do y'all rank them from 1 to 3?
Oh,
Let me
it's
get.
hard to do that though. Like for me, like I know I saw people in here saying, "Oh, or Heart's better than Soul." So I could pick one or the other. I could say Heart's better than Soul, but I can't say. I mean, well, mine would be Soul's better than Heart. I feel because Hell of a View's on there, but I don't know if I could throw And in there because And's a completely different album. I think.
Well, I think per capita, Ann is better than Heart because it's only 2 bad songs out of 6 versus 2 bad songs on Heart out of 9. So per capita, Ann is better, but Heart's probably better.
I've got Heart and Soul. Soul is my least favorite of the 3.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I've listened to Heart. I feel like I've been able to listen to Heart more than the others.
I guess I
Enjoy it
can't
more.
say. Yeah, I guess I can't say Soul. I like Heart better than Soul. I was saying Soul is because Hell of a View's on there.
I know, man. We could have just got that one on Heart.
I don't understand how Jenny and Bad Mother Trucker fit Soul. It's odd because you could take a couple off of Ann and throw on Soul and throw those. Like I would have liked to seen anything he released early like that, other than Never Break Heart. I love that song, like on the End album. So like that's the Choir's album. You guys have heard these songs for months. Like throw Stick It in the Country song on there, but I like that song. Like I like it on the album, but I wish it was flopped with People Break. I wish those 2 songs were flopped. They'd flow better, in my opinion. But we're not church. He's the master.
I love, and I had this in my notes for the end, but I just wanted to say that I think my favorite part of this whole thing is how he really showcased Joe. Yeah. I think it's phenomenal the way that she's a star of the album to me. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just think I love that he kind of gave her a little bit of a pedestal on these, and because I mean she's an integral part of the whole thing for us. I think for us as fans,
part of the show. I mean,
I love to see her being her getting her, you know, she's paid her dues, and now that it's paying off, I think.
Yeah, and he showed that respect the other night in that interview with her on that Amazon music thing or whatever. Like that was real, that was. I mean, obviously that's what you would expect from him, but that was what's the word? Real complimentary of him to say it the way that he said it. To say that he doesn't want to be on stage unless she's up there with him says a lot.
Absolutely, and I that's my biggest takeaway from this whole thing is her being showcased the way she has, and I love it.
I agree. And Corey, he had it in the chat. He said, I think these albums, like he'd play them live, and Joe was shined because of that. I feel like these albums were almost recorded live. Like, I feel like what he put in these albums was the live feel. Even Singleton made a comment about, like, he's making that noise in one song, or the way he was saying the word in one song, like he would do it at a live show, but he put it in the album. So I really feel like we got the way these songs are going to come out live, and it's awesome.
And you can, and there's so many of them that you can hear because y'all know how Joe and Eric just, you know, go at it on stage. And I think a lot of these songs will help. I mean, we'll let them do that more. And I can't wait for it myself.
Me neither. It's only a month away.
Hell yeah. And for the 55 people that are still watching us, y'all, this has been a marathon show. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's just been awesome. It's been fun. So I hope everybody's had fun. Did you guys have fun tonight?
So much fun.
I hope Eric doesn't see that I don't like half of his album.
I couldn't tell you this.
But we're gonna be banned from buying tickets after our critique of the only song that he wrote.
I'll bring you on. You've been a trooper too over there.
I thought for Lillian would be asleep by now. We're taking care of the boys.
No, my mom's upstairs on boy duty, and they've been quiet for probably about an hour now, so it's been pretty good.
I think they're sleeping.
Yeah, every now and then we hear some noises upstairs. You could be like, "Oh, what was that?" Because their bedroom's right above me, and it almost sounds like a WWE match at times with those boys upstairs. But yeah, some people are saying in the chat there's Wallen dropped a picture tonight of him in church fishing on his social media.
Wouldn't surprise
that. Yeah, Corey Evers says he's fishing with Morgan Wallen right now. Him and Church are together right now.
Maybe Eric will bring him out to be an opener.
Dude, can you imagine? I mean, honestly, I know we're not getting political at all, but everybody's calling this the woke version of church. Bring out Morgan Wallen on tour. God,
no, I don't.
This would be a front page nightmare.
I just don't want to have to deal with all the ditch pigs to be able to get tickets.
The what?
You said something else. I thought you said.
I did too.
Did you think you said what I thought?
I think we all heard.
Did you say dick pics?
That's what I thought you said.
Dick pigs.
What is Johnson texting and sending for pictures?
For tickets, Chris?
Wow.
He's bringing little Winky out.
You guys know what ditch pigs are. Haven't you ever seen Luke Combs fans? Ditch pigs.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We were all right there with you. I thought he was talking about dick pics.
Aaron and I looked at each other like, what?
Crazy calls them.
Everybody's eyes were like this. What?
I think that's going to have to be a soundbite.
Gainin fast on Memphis after dark.
Yeah.
Crazy calls them mud crickets.
This is what happens. You remember, like back in the day, like in the 90s, like when you turn on HBO after 10 o'clock, it was like Dream On. This is our version of Dream On tonight.
Oh, yeah, this has been good. It's a good show. I can't wait to go back and watch this thing tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's gonna be fun to edit. So when I edit tomorrow, I'm gonna try to put like little 5-second clips of the song we're talking about right at the beginning, and just different things. So I'll try to edit it down under.
It's gonna be like a 4-hour episode.
Hey, whatever. I wanted to have one. I wanted to have a good one where we broke down the whole album. I had fun. I mean, everybody in the chat, people are hanging out. So 99 freaking likes or whatever on here. So hey, we had fun tonight. So
yeah, there's still 50 people in the chat now.
Yeah, there's 3 hours later. That's
what I said. Welcome to Gaining Fast on Memphis, Dream On version. I wish I had their little theme song. Remember like the little theme? You're too young for that. I don't think you
I'm
remember.
not that much younger, but I
Johnson,
No,
you remember
sure.
Dream On HBO late at night, don't you? My dad used to tape that song.
Yeah, but that was a while ago.
All right, y'all. Well, this has been fun. Thank you guys so much for sitting here and spending so much time with me and sharing your stories, your thoughts, and everything else of the album. So I will see you guys.
For having us. This was super fun. I loved it.
It's been a good time.
We'll have to do this
For sure.
every album. Us three will just have to get together every album and review every album from here on out.
Sign me up.
Yeah, as long as we're here.
Maybe next time we'll do it live. All of us will get together. We just all just rip on every single song. We'll do American Idol style. Make you Randy, Simon, and I guess I'm Paul.
I mean, you don't have to twist my arm to get me to come to Chicago.
Right,
Yeah.
dude? Well, all right. Anytime, man. So
Anytime.
Casey says she was here just for Spillman and Singleton. So
I decided to stick around.
it was cool that they stopped by. So huge
Yeah.
shout out again
Yeah.
to Jonathan Singleton, Jeremy Spillman. If you have never picked up or read The Divine Devils book by Jeremy Spillman, check it out. And if you haven't checked out any of the artists on 58 Music, Ken Bryan, Rob Schneider, Combs, who am I forgetting? Ashland Kraft. I don't know. God, I could go on.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Jacob Lutz, dude. Jacob Lutz is coming on the show later on. Wait till you guys hear that voice. Holy.
Yeah. Ryan Nelson there, I think.
Who?
Mm.
Nelson? No,
he's
he's with Jelly Rolls guys. He's with Still Matthews who was on last week.
Yeah.
So he was on them. But y'all have a good night. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in Oklahoma.
Till next time.
Guys, we'll see you
Later.
soon.
All right, y'all. See you soon.
Later.
There we go, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. There's 46 people left in this chat. I cannot believe it. We hit 100 likes or 100 whatever. So thank you guys so much. Yeah. So go there. Whew, man, how did you hold up over there?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Yeah, you can tell in your voice you're a little tired. You worked all day today too, man.
Yeah.
But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out and watching this show tonight. We had a blast. Jillian's coming with me, so we just figured out today we'll be in Oklahoma together. So we'll be down there. I know Staples is planning something for Thursday night. We're gonna all get together and hang out Thursday night in Oklahoma. So it's gonna be a blast. I cannot wait for everybody that's going down there. It's gonna be fun. June 4th, Oklahoma. And but yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight on episode 81. Damn, that was a fun night. Fun show. Anytime I get to spend any time alone, or not alone, but any time at all with one. It's been a long night. And alone too. Me, Johnson, and Taylor alone, man, we could have some cool stories here. But anytime I get to spend time with those two, it's just always fun, man. When I get those two together and just hang out, it's a blast. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us with our Heart and Soul review with the Eric Church new album. If you've not heard it yet, I encourage you to go out there and check it out. But definitely, if you've not heard it yet and you are still hanging out, listen to it front to back all the way through like it's meant to be the first time. I definitely encourage that out of you. But it's going to become a classic. So, and if you guys want to hear some good country music next week, not really good country music, but next week we're going to have some fun. So we'll see you guys then.
Thanks for being a part of this musical journey. We'll see you next time on the Gainin